Medical units stand by. 30 seconds to contact. 20 seconds. 15. 10. 5. 4. 3. 2. 1.
We got him. Let's go.
Good evening to all you art aficionados and comic book connoisseurs, and good morning down under if you're listening to us, Corey. My name is Frederic Guimont. I'm your host for Proof of Comics number 71. I'm joined by my friend Wrangler from Frequency Studios.
A whole lot of hola. What's going on?
How you doing, Wrangler?
I'm doing all right. Just messing around. I have two screens on my computer now, so I'm messing around with that, trying to get good setup and figure out which windows and tabs I want on which monitor.
Right. You got the Metroid setup video feature kind of playing now. Are you going to play some Metroids, or are you going to switch it back to the Silk game?
Oh, this is just a compilation video of Samus and all their suits, then all their Zero suits.
Yeah.
In chronological order, but I put it together for fun and didn't realize how long putting something together for fun takes.
Dude, video editing takes so much time. I would be putting out videos if it was easy, and it's not. When I got to learn a little bit of video editing as well. Got to do kind of a second version of the trailer, which I'll play shortly, of course, in the beginning. But I'm going to be just doing some inking today. I think it's going to be a chill art stream. We don't have a guest tonight. Maybe some of our other co-hosts will hop in during the stream. But for now, it's just the two of us kind of chilling and hanging.
Now, are you going to be inking on Blue Rose there or something else?
So something else mostly. The thing with Blue Rose is I had left out the chrome effects on her pads. So these pads on both the legs and the shoulders,
yeah,
I have chrome effects, and I had just left them out. So they just kind of looked like plain padding.
Gotcha.
Which,
so you need to put, what is a chrome effect? Is that like putting a reflection on there or something?
I mean, it's just wavy lines. There's not a whole lot of effect. Like if you want to go crazy on a reflection, well, you would probably need a scene to put her in, since this is just a turnaround. There's not any background. There's not any kind of context to it. It's just a turnaround. So I'm just using like wavy lines to, maybe I can zoom it. You can see the little pencil stuff I put in. So you got just a little bit of wavy lines.
Gotcha.
Up and down.
Trying to give it that metallic texture.
Exactly. Kind of shorthand for metallic chrome. And then you make sure that the lines don't go all the way up to the lateral lines, just to make sure it looks like there's a, texture slit. And we're joined here by our legal lizard, James.
Hail,
What's up,
friends.
man?
How goes, gentlemen?
Going well, man. We're having a chill stream today. Just going to
Yay.
be doing some inking.
Excellent.
Wrangler's going to be playing a little bit of Silk. What's the name again? Silk what? Silk something?
Silk Song.
Silk Song.
Hollow Knight Silk Song.
Yeah. And you, James, have just gotten like a nice book I saw in the private chat.
Yes, absolutely. I got myself some new, very expensive, well, mildly expensive literature. Arch Obolar's Ivory Tower, which is a 1940s release, a limited edition 1940s release. It is a signed copy. There was only 1,000 copies released. And Arch Obolar was the producer, writer, and actor who performed in many radio plays for Lights Out. He was also the host. He may have owned it. And these are three of those radio plays, the scripts for them. So, it's quite the treasure to actually hold. Even only 1,000 copies printed in the year 1940.
Wow. That's like a low print and kind of old at the same time.
Hell yeah, bro.
So 1940s, they were right in the middle of the Second World War. Is that part of the topic, or is it like completely like?
Most of them are not part of the topic. Like that doesn't bleed in. But in between the actual episodes, they would do like advertisements for war bonds and things like that. Yeah, so they would definitely advertise. That's for sure. You can hear some.
Did they put the ads in the script? No, of course not. Right?
They weren't in the script, but they'd go in between the script, and the host Arch Obolar would be reading off the ads himself.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, he's one of the handful of classic creators of old time radio that are a bit unsung. Though, if you do look into old time radio and were to just choose random shows to listen to, there's a pretty good chance you'd run across something he wrote or performed in. These radio shows went on for over a decade. Many of them over a decade. One of them was called The Whistler, and it's interesting because every episode would start off with the host who was called The Whistler sort of whistling. It would be the intro. He had his own intro too, and he'd whistle. Every single time that show was on the air, it was a live broadcast for
live radio play with the sound effects and everything.
Exactly. So every single week, the exact same time, this woman, I forget her name, for 13 years would whistle the intro.
No way. They didn't even have StreamYards back then?
Not even StreamYards. They couldn't replay anything. And imagine that, dude. The lost art of radio plays. People all just surrounded by microphones in the room. 15, 18 people, all with their own parts to play.
Shout out to Draw Zombie in the chat. Woo! How you doing, Draw Zombie? Welcome.
Hey,
welcome.
It's enchanting. And I'll be listening to these radio plays while reading along, doing some personal analyzing and studying of them.
Right, because you're doing your homework for your own radio play you're putting together.
Absolutely. And I purchased some literature beforehand, but it was really like intro stuff. And there was not a lot of fat there that I could glean from. So I decided, and I watched a ton of videos, and I realized a lot of it is heavily anecdotal. Even within the book I purchased, I said, "Oh, you need to purchase this book. This is great. You need to check it out." I did check it out, and it would I don't want to say it contradicted itself, but it would give a piece of advice from one producer of audio drama, and then it would give another piece of advice that would contradict it from another producer of audio drama. So there's a lot of anecdotal that goes into this. That's where the art bleeds in.
Yeah.
So I decided to go to the scripts instead. Let's read the scripts of old. Let's study them ourselves. Let's see where the plot beats are, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, so
Are you going to go full on analysis and map out the plot points?
maybe, maybe not. Maybe I'll just glean from it because I do have an idea. I'm pretty good at plotting right now, and I did first learn like the art of plotting from radio plays. So, I got a pretty good understanding. I like to think so anyways.
Oops. All right.
We lost him. He's back.
Yeah.
He's back. So yeah, that's part of my current authorial journey.
That's cool, man. Doing your homework. I can appreciate that. I've been reading up on Peter David's kind of art of writing comics as well. A lot of it is super basic in the beginning, like where do ideas come from and building conflict and a lot of elemental stuff. Although sometimes it's good to revisit the basics and say, because even there's a lot of valid tips in writing, but I doubt that you can apply every tip in a script. Like not every script or every story is going to be, doing every quote unquote thing you should do.
Yeah.
But it's good to keep in mind, man. You want your villains to have good motivation, to seem like three-dimensional people, not just cardboard cutouts, things like that. It's always good to do your homework and do research and give them a good development as well, backgrounds and stuff like that. Even if you want your villain to be mysterious, it's good to know what he actually is yourself, so you don't contradict yourself in the story, and just kind of hopefully point in the right direction for people who are following along. And I did my basic script for the next issue of Ratel. Finished it yesterday, did a reread of it today, and all the pieces seem to fit well. I think I might go into storyboarding, thumbnailing pretty soon. Kind of gotten ready to do pages again, man. I've been missing drawing pages. It's like it feels like it's in my nature. I got to be drawing pages or I'm not living life, if you know what I mean, as a comic book artist. It's kind of the thing to do.
Yeah, man. It's to produce art and really take it seriously. You're not only studying a medium, but you're almost like studying yourself.
Yeah, it's true, because ultimately all your characters kind of come from you.
Yeah.
I mean, you can be inspired by friends or people you've seen in life, but that's only going to be the exterior aspect of characters. I mean, you only really experience your own interior self,
Truth.
Yeah. And you got to put a little bit of yourself in every character, I guess. There's no way around that, I would imagine.
Right.
That's true. Everything's got to go through the filter of your own brain. So what can you do?
Yeah.
Yeah. You are the limit.
Yeah. But it's fun. I changed it up a lot. In the first book, you've got like kung fu action. And in the second book, it's going to be like kind of like motorcycle / truck chase scene. So a big chunk of it is action still, but it's a different kind of action. It's not repeating itself. So I kind of feel like it's off to a good start. Got enough variety. And it fits naturally into the story. It's not forced or anything. So pretty excited about that. Oh, I dropped the background music when I was playing the intro. For some reason, StreamYards thinks that keeps playing the background music even when you put on videos. Like it'll mute our mics, but it won't mute like the background music for some reason. Fine for place.
Yes. There's something special about reading good literature.
Right, and it's dialogue as well. It's meant to be read by actors, so it's not the same as a novel, I would imagine.
No. Here's the forward. It's real short. Let me read it for you.
Yeah, please do.
This was written in Beverly Hills, California, 1940 by Art Oberlin.
Wow, man.
The actors stand in front of a microphone. In their hands, they hold sheets of paper on which are written the words you wrote. In the background, a couple of men with assorted devices furnish the sound which you indicate on that paper. To one side sit musicians, playing the music you felt best expressed the mood of the play. The actors speak. The sound device make noises. The musicians play. Speech and sound and music converge onto the microphone and spray out into the air in quick driving waves of electronic matter. The Hartzian waves travel perhaps a block, perhaps 3,000 miles to reach a rumble of reproducing devices which recreate what went on in the broadcast studio. But in that travel of a block or 3,000 miles, there is magic. For what comes out of that loudspeaker is not just words or sound effects or music, but a cohesive whole, an emotional something which plays on the stage of listeners' minds. With a drive and a force that no other dramatic art has ever done before, that is the magic of radio drama at its best. That is the magic which we who seriously write for radio strive to achieve.
Yeah, man. That's the way to say it, like the stage of the listener's minds. It's the same thing with comics, I feel like. You're really kind of doing a blueprint on the page for what's going to be happening in the reader's mind. Because a lot of the most interesting things is what happens between the panels, like the switching between panels. And that's what the reader feels with his mind. And that's the real fascinating part about comics.
One medium uses time and punctuation and sound to build tension. And in comics, it's the turning of the page that helps build that tension.
Yeah. And
what's going to happen next? You're
using the real estate on the page, kind of and there's a way to tell time depending on the type of panels you use as well. Stretching panoramic panels will give you an elongated sense of time, whereas small, short, vertical panels will kind of be, up the tempo a little bit in your reading as well. And what you put inside the panels obviously says a lot. Hello, Scarlett. How you doing?
Yes, absolutely.
What you up to tonight?
It's a magnificent medium that you can really do a lot with minimal words, but words nonetheless, and very punctual ones that can really express a page, and a whole lot of visual storytelling, using not only just like the images themselves or the small portraits one paints, but also where they're placed, how they're placed. And a great comic book always, to me, it does two things. It both satisfies you on every single page by driving that story forward in a nice format that's easy to consume at a decent pace, and it also excites you to turn that page, building up that tension and that thrill.
Yeah, you kind of want to kind of do the editing or the cutting, if so to speak, so that you end up with something on the right side of the right page that makes you want to turn the page. And if you have like something important to reveal, you want to do it after the page turn,
Oh yeah. I think all of us who dug into a comic book had that particular page turn that made you just stop and just like go, wow.
Oh yeah, the best comics always do.
I remember watching, it was a free comic book day, and I went down to my comic book shop. This was like 8 years ago. And there was just this Attack on Titan little teaser comic book with a bunch of little art snippets that a bunch of different authors did, and a small 3-page comic. It was just 3 pages. You had your first 2, and then you flip to your next one. And in the first 2 pages, it's just this man and his wife. They're they're trying to hurry out of there. She says, "Oh, we need to go. We need to go. It's almost here." He says, "Oh, it's too late. You got to go without me." She tries to hurry him along and says, "No, I got to face this one." And then if you've ever seen the show, they got like these grappling hooks that propel them real quick through the air. The next page is just a huge portrait of this magnificent titan reaching out towards this building where the woman is, and the man propelling himself through the air to face it, and he's just this small ant next to it with swords.
Yeah. Sense of scale as well is something
Exactly.
you can do well with comics. That's sometimes hard to do with even with film and radio. It's got to be almost impossible. You got to do like a lot of description to get the scale inside a listener's head.
Yes, in radio, a lot more is dedicated to dialogue delivery and spatial awareness. Like, if a character's in a cavern and he's yelling into it, there has to be an echo. His voice has to sound like he's in this cathedral, this natural cathedral, you know?
Yeah.
Somebody has to sound like they're far away, up close, and you got to hear it in their voice. This is one thing that plays well into radio that does not play too well into, say, film, and that's overacting. Overacting drives the listener's emotional input way more than being subtle. Release it all, you know, put all the emotion into every word. Overact. That is
very theatrical. We're back on the stage in this manner.
Absolutely. In the same way, the overacting helps because they can't see you at all. That's why people overact on the stage, because there's people in the eighth row that are way further away. Well, people can't see you at all now. You're blind. Overact. It's all through the performance, and a lot of it is through dialogue.
Yeah. And that doesn't work in film. I've seen stage actors go to film and they're like, even if you tell them to underact and stop acting or just tone it down, it's like it's hard to turn off for a stage actor. Right. You start projecting and being larger than life, and no, man, the camera picks up everything. You almost have to hide your feelings from the camera.
Subtle.
Yeah,
dude. And all of it, all these principles and different forms of art, they're all meant to induce, entice, and really like hypnotize your audience, to get them into believing everything they're seeing or hearing, taking in, is as real as possible, you know?
Yeah.
Like a hypnotic state. I think that's what,
right. Yeah. I believe that. It's true.
Yeah, and that's what like some of the filmmakers of old used to like research and stuff. We're talking about the dude behind Twin Peaks. What's his name? Lynch.
David Lynch. Yeah.
Yes, he studied a lot of that, and it shows in his work. And I'm studying some of that as well, like particular sounds and frequencies actually induce particular emotion or irritants, like the sound of a baby crying.
Oh yes.
Things like that. Or even the use of music as a driving force, which is real strong.
Oh yeah, music conveys emotion instantly. I mean, it's one of the biggest lacks in comic books. It's just you cannot rely on music the way you can in most other medium.
Very true. Comic books, I think, is more actually akin to reading than it is to movies.
Yes, but you're reading the scene instantly with an image at the same time. So
yeah,
but in the same sense that you can read a comic book and then flip back, like you can get to a certain point in the story and go, hold on, what happened here? And go back and revisit a scene like super instantly. Hey, Patty 2488. So I think this is Patrick. How you doing, Patrick, man? Should I get to writing? But I wanted to say hi. Well, how do you do, good sir? And don't let me stop you from writing. We're talking about writing right now. I just finished my 42-page script, a first draft of Ratel #2 last night, and did a little bit of a review this morning. So I think, yeah, kind of reworking that a little bit, but excited to get started on the second book really soon. We're talking about radio plays and comic books and films and all that tonight, comparing the different medium, their strengths and their weaknesses, and how to play to their strengths as well.
Yeah. And I was thinking about reading right now. If you really think about it, like images, a way that they're more akin to words is you're deciphering symbols into action.
Yes. Yep.
Much the same way you decipher word or symbols into sound.
Yeah, exactly. Because and a lot of them are kind of appropriate to cultures. Like, a lot of the symbols were developed by, Disney and the animation, and you got some Tintin, did a lot of groundwork as well. Hergé. Congratulations, man. Very exciting. Thank you, man. It is freaking exciting, dude. I've got a whole action scene. It's all vehicle based compared to the first one where it's kind of a kung fu scene. So it's going to be a lot of variety between both chapters. 42 pages. Can you believe it? Omerglitch says, hello, Omerglitch Love Potion Power Punch. Be there soon. Nice to see you, man. Yeah, bring that love in here. We'll be happy to have you, man. We're talking different mediums and their strengths. Hail, James and Wrangler. How do you do? How do you do, good sir? So, James, you're getting ready for to do your own radio play, right? That's kind of like the idea behind your research. Have you started writing, or are you just kind of taking it in the research phase still?
I have written a quarter of the script, and I have it mostly plotted out, though. There are some elements that I think I might have to shift a bit to try to get the best script going.
Yeah. And what? Because I know you play a lot with AI as well, but are you planning to use human actors for the characters?
I am aiming for humans on this one. I think there'll be much more resource because this is actually a fan project for an existing IP, and a lot of the people in the fan base are real excited, so a lot of them do want to participate, so there's some human resource that is quite available.
You put out the idea in a forum, which is kind of like how you got you're okay, if nobody gets interested, I don't have to do any work. But
here we are.
It backfired because a lot of people were like, I'm looking forward to that, man.
Absolutely. Now, I do love radio plays, and I have worked on amateur radio plays before, radio dramas. I got a good 12 hours of editing under my belt, 12 hours of radio editing produced.
Yeah, which makes me think with Patrick in the chat, he's definitely someone you might want to hit up for a character or two, because he's done his own kind of radio play from comics, from all the Fantastic Four strips that he put into video form. And he does all the voices, right? All of the Fantastic Four. So he's got a lot of variety, and he's got the energy of a good stage actor as well.
Nice. Yeah, I think he did a piece for me for another one I was working on, but that one was much more larger in scope than what I'm going for here. That one's I'm still putting it together, but slowly. This one really took center stage just because instantly there was a lot of people interested.
Yeah, man, having readers or listeners or fans that are already waiting for you, that is the driving force, man. That'll motivate you. Patrick says, I've done late work for James.
Yeah, he's good. I heard his stuff. You're good. You're good, son. This one's gonna be really, really fun because it's about a abandoned haunted theme park. And
Really?
yes, It's about an abandoned haunted theme park and a girl.
Sounds Scooby-Doo in terms of setting already.
Kind of like it's gonna be so. It's hard to say because it's almost a little cute, but at the same time, it's also really dark.
Oh yeah.
Because it's an existing IP called The Secret World, and the whole idea is that it's like our world, except all the legends and all the myths are true. And on this particular island, there is a theme park that was basically cursed when it was built. And people would go crazy. They'd hurt each other. Accidents would happen. People would die. And eventually they closed it down. And now there's a dark force within the park that is feeding off the fear of children. That's the lore from the game, and that's what I'm pulling from. I'm not trying to go too deep without giving away some stuff. But if anybody is interested, you can check out the game, The Secret World. So,
what kind of a game is it?
It's a massive multiplayer online game, which makes it super niche. But there's a lot of lore to pull from, so I've been having a lot of fun doing that. And I've been debating what steps to take after I'm done with writing the script. Because it's one thing to write the script, because then you have to really go out there, talk to people, start doing rehearsals and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the script, I'm keeping it minimum. It's a minimum script, less than 10 acting parts, and most of them don't have that many lines. You got to scope it out. That's a portion of it. Scope it out for success.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to sometimes it's good to have small projects that you can manage and you can get them out the park. Being too ambitious sometimes can backfire. And
yeah, that's why it's the other one I've been working on has been going by so slowly, is because that was a short story converted over to a play, and it's way longer. That one's almost like an hour long. This one's much shorter. It's probably going to be 15 minutes to a half hour long pops.
And I'm going to be playing a guy that doesn't talk.
Oh, that's the part I wanted to play. Damn it. Wrangler, you always get the best parts.
Yeah, so I'm in this mix of writing and researching and just going down the radio rabbit hole.
Nice. Here it is, Wrangler, if you want to see the chrome effect I put in. See, I forgot to... Yeah, I forgot to put the chrome effect on the Blue Rose, so kind of added that into her padded areas. And now...
Now it looks metallic instead of stitched.
Yeah, that's the whole point. And I've got one of our colleagues here who I want to be inking. I've also got this one here.
Is her name Red Daisy?
No, but I forgot. Her name is Kiki something. I forgot I'm butchering it. I'm terrible with names, especially fictitious names that I've heard only once, or worse, read in a DM. But yeah, Patrick's character, of course, in his world. All right, let me get my calligraphy pen out here if I can find it. And then I'll be ready to rock.
I wanna rock.
I've got too many pens lying around. And I only use 2, so I don't know why.
All those decoys.
I still just use 2.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Life's good.
Okay, Patrick's answered my my flubbing of the name. Kikimora. Oh, I was not too far with the Kiki, right?
Ruby, a bit later.
Kikimora, but there is a red ruby a bit later. Haha. Yeah. That's very comic booky. You know, I love those.
So the team is based on the marshmallows and Lucky Charms. Blue roses, red rubies.
You seem to have some insight on there that's interesting. You're seeing through the patterns. Okay, I got mine.
Yeah, dude, Patrick, you should make a cereal and like have a marshmallow different shape and flavor to represent everybody on the team.
Oh yeah, Soviet cereals.
Lucky comrades.
Crunchy comrades. No, that doesn't sound good. That sounds cannibalistic. Yeah. You just put an ad for cereal at the back of the comic book.
right next to the ad for the X-ray specs. You guys remember those, right?
Of course.
That was in the back of every friggin' comic.
Yeah.
I was like, who's actually going to buy this?
Everybody.
I'm sure a few people bought it as just like throw on the shelf as a haha, look, I got it there.
Yeah, it's the same with the sea monkeys. Remember those?
Mildly.
Sometimes the cereal comes no marshmallows. Haha.
Yeah, I mean, that's the whole thing with Kellogg's, right? Kellogg's was made to be the blandest cereal to exist. And the purpose was to keep kids from masturbating.
There you go. Just beat them to death. That'll do it.
No marshmallows. That's okay. Do your civic duty and eat anyways. Yes. There you go. I'm going to bring down the camera a little bit so we can get a bit more of a... See, I adjusted her... I zipped her up a little bit, Patrick. I think this is much better. What do you think? She looks
Corey
good.
would be pissed.
Well,
He'd be like, you pull that zipper back down.
I gotta say, Patrick did not even ask me to do any breast reduction on this one. You know, to his credit.
Yeah.
But you can't have them to have all the same breast size. I mean, you gotta have variety. It's the spice of life. And, they're not all clones of each other. This one's kind of got long blonde hair, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the other one has short black hair. And Blue Rose, I didn't draw any pupils on Blue Rose because she has kind of a plasma effect. He says, much better. Haha. Yeah. Yeah, it was a bit too much. I mean, it gets chilly out there in the Soviet Union, you know. You kind of at least want to zip up. It's realism, right? That's what comics are all about. Realism.
Verisimilitude.
Lisms. The lisms of the world. Realism, cubism, surrealism.
Yeah. I'm not even sure if he was a real sir, to be honest.
All the plays on words I've heard throughout my life, I can't believe I've never heard that one before.
Bum realism.
Yeah. All right. Yes. I love a little play on words, as long as you're not losing sight of the main thread of conversation. The problem starts when I think things get derailed when you go for the play on words and you neglect the main thread.
You end up in an entire semantic debate.
No, you just
and
lose.
Then it's like, what were we talking about?
You lose all meaning. You're just making puns with sounds, and you're not even saying anything anymore. So, the best puns I think can go unnoticed. I think that's the best way to go about it. But what do I know?
Subtlety. Nah.
You're gonna love this, James, but I've got a book that I haven't read, of course, but I bought it. It's called How to Read Nancy.
Huh.
So Nancy's a very simple comic strip with 2 panels.
Mm-hmm.
And the book is it's got to be 200 to 300 pages at least.
That was a newspaper comic, right?
Correct. and it's just 2 panels, and the whole book, 200 to 300 pages, is just about how to read one strip of 2 panels.
Wow.
And it
What's the
goes
deal?
like super, what we call vertical kind of analysis, completely deciphering. Like, it goes even deeper than what we were talking about earlier in the show, deciphering kind of like Egyptian hieroglyphs, right? The way the eye moves around the page and reads and decodes, and the symbols, and how, we think we're drawing elements, but we're just drawing codes that are shorthand, kind of hieroglyphs. It's just a very sophisticated, type of hieroglyphs with perspective and dynamism and all that. And I got to get into that as well. I think it's going to be like kind of a mind-blown experience when I get into that one. I've been saving it.
Yeah, now that sounds like an interesting book right there. You're going to learn some shit.
Yeah, I figured it'd be down your alley. You tend to appreciate these types of deep dives into, the structure, function of a medium.
Yes. As long as it doesn't get caught up in too much theory.
I'm sure it will. I'm sure it's going to have its moments, but probably it'll learn a thing or two.
Oh, yeah.
And I like to balance the sophisticated stuff with the plain and simple as well.
Mm-hmm.
You got to keep things, you kind of want to be able to work so that all your readers kind of get something out of it, right? That the new, younger readers can really appreciate the simplicity of the story, and your more erudite, well-read readers can also kind of hear that you're speaking to them on another level at the same time. I think that's a nice, if you could pull that off, that's a good place to be.
Yeah. You'll be able to definitely. What I usually get from stuff like that is not really the big stuff, but it's like something small, like maybe even just a thought for me to ponder on. You ever get that?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, that's kind of why I'm going through the How to Write Comics by Peter David. Is just like, I don't know that it's going to change my script a whole lot, but it's got me reflecting on stuff like, okay, character motivations, backgrounds. I got to make sure I kind of go through the checklist of really knowing my story. It's one thing to have your basic plot down, but then you got to go in and give it depth. You got to make sure that the conversations are going to convey character. And, the characters in their discussions, they might have some lighthearted talks, but they're going to be revealing things about themselves. Sometimes intentionally, sometimes, unintentionally as well.
Dude, we should get Hollywood to do that stuff.
I think Hollywood's dead, man. I think it's over. AI killed the Hollywood star.
I think more like the internet killed the Hollywood star, because entertainment is, they're still the mainstream technically, but overall entertainment has become so decentralized. How many people go to YouTube instead of cable?
Yeah, I agree. And I thought you were going to go somewhere different with that, which is like seeing all the creators and actors, like private life, like on Twitter. Being
that does not help. That does not help
really
at all.
It breaks the spell, man. You're no longer seeing them as these mysterious, mythical figures that are bringing you, the wonders and magic of storytelling. You're just seeing it. Oh no, it's this guy that said this weird thing that he wants me dead now because I didn't do this thing. And it really changed up the game. Yeah, it killed the magic for a lot of them. Some have preserved it though. Some really know what not to say.
Yeah. Like for instance, Leonardo DiCaprio is basically woke. We all know that, but you never really see him coming out saying something ridiculous. At least not that
Yeah.
I've noticed.
No, what's bad about Leo is you mostly hear it secondhand. Like he was the first one called for every Diddy party. He's like the number one party goer.
I believe it.
Things like that is kind of what I heard from Leo. Not that I want to turn into a drama stream, but it's none of them have really gotten unscathed except perhaps Keanu Reeves. Like he's the one that I've seen no one lose respect for Keanu. Like
He kind of gained it.
yeah, he gained it. Like you kind of like everyone else going down and him staying in place.
Tom
Kinda
Cruise is still in there too,
elevated
though.
him.
He had his crash out years before all the cancel culture, so he was on his way back when all that crap kicked in. He was well on his way back, and I guess he learned how not to slip back down again.
Well, no, I don't think he really. Let's just say he never really got up. If you're talking about the cult stuff.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's into human slavery, which is you can never climb up higher over that once you're in that.
The point being, Tom Cruise is a name that still puts butts in seats, and he's learned to keep his mouth shut about that kind of stuff. He hasn't gone on about that, from what I heard.
Oh yeah. That's a good point. Like he had his falling out when he spoke out against against Big Pharma.
And frankly, that at that moment, out in a vacuum, I agreed with him on that part.
Well, I still agree with him now. I don't disagree with him on that point. That's the funny thing. I just disagree with the whole Scientology human slavery aspect to it. I think that's his big Achilles heel right now.
Yeah. But unlike everybody else in Hollywood, he learned when to shut up. So everybody else is like just running their mouths and destroying the illusion, the enchantment they have from their celebrity status. Where Cruise seems to lately be just about making the movies. That's it. He's not pushing any weird agendas on others through his work or public appearances that I'm aware of. So that's probably why he was able to climb back. After a while, he was able to get back into good graces, and he didn't repeat his mistake. Everybody nowadays, they say something that doesn't land well. What do? They double down.
Yeah.
So we're going to end up with... I don't know if we're going to end up with more... what's her name? Zegler, who she really stuck her foot in her mouth and then gnawed all the way up to the knee bone. So...
Rachel Zegler, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know that anyone's going to be dumb enough to repeat that mistake after they see her do it.
Yeah. I mean, she's a big example of what not to do, because now I think she's just basically... She's kicked out of the business, right? I don't even know if blacklisted is necessarily the word, but she's just like
nobody wants to touch her right now.
Yeah,
No, she's gone. Like
she's unhireable.
She already left back to live performance in Broadway.
But even then, she's being booed on stage.
Is she really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So there's articles that came out so you have the whole cast coming on stage, people applaud, they love it. And then when she comes on stage, people are just very quiet or they're booing. And she's still, she really shot her foot off. She shot herself in the foot. Yeah, well, the internet reaches everywhere now. It's hard to get out. Like it used to be back in the day, you'd get exiled from your country, you can go to another country, but like the internet's everywhere now, and every niche, every kind of area of life, if you're big enough, people will have heard of you and your gaffes, or they can always Google you and find out instantly.
That's true. That's true, man. It's crazy.
And I still say that Rachel Zegler was the best thing to ever happen to Brie Larson's career.
Right, because people stopped talking about Brie when she came around, yeah.
And you know what she seems to have done?
Brie?
Yeah, it seems like she's shut up.
Does she still have a career?
I
though?
don't. She, yeah, she's still doing acting. She's not in like the biggest films, but she's still getting work. And I don't think she said anything lately, and nobody's hassling her about it for the most part because she ain't spouting it off that I know of. You know, if she does, like half of YouTube's gonna pop up. Brie Larson is woke, and she said this. You know that's true. Every time she says anything,
Yeah.
I mean, there are YouTubers that I stopped listening to because that's all they would talk about.
Yeah, that was
Every video was
huge,
another Brie Larson video.
yeah, that was a
And it's
huge
like-
wave of YouTubers. I mean,
As annoying as she was, it was to the point where I was starting to want to defend Brie Larson, even though I disagreed with her. Because it was just,
dogpiling at some
Yeah.
point. Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then the other one came along and just ramped it up to 11.
yeah. And I truly hope both of them turn things around, turn their lives around, and can go on and do good things, have good lives. I
Yeah, I hope they both find
wish that for
men.
everybody, but
I hope they both find men, get pregnant, have babies, become housewives.
Me
live
too.
happy,
Me too.
live fulfilled.
I mean, I know YouTubers that are defending Rachel Zegler because she has like an astonishing voice. She's a talented person. She just, she's in that bubble and she kind of became full of herself.
Unfortunately, so.
Yeah. But she's got talent. She can maybe turn it around. I mean, well, this will probably humble her for a while. And, being humbled,
Yeah.
I mean, she's still got another shot at it. I mean, maybe
She is young.
it's going to be,
Yeah.
she's young and she's going to have to work hard to overcome this setback. But I think it's doable. People will forget about her eventually, and her talent can probably bring her out of obscurity again.
Yeah, maybe, she got there once. Who knows? I'm sure she also left with some contacts,
Probably. But one thing I would see coming from one side is, the woke left. It was nonstop. It was, oh, we found this. This is offensive, and it's like pretty much you are condemned forever. They don't live it down.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things I can't stand is. But let's put right and wrong aside. Let's just say whether or not they're correct. There is no road to redemption in their eyes.
Yeah, that's always a problem on like regardless of which side of the spectrum you are, left, right, whatever, there needs to be a road to redemption.
That's what I'm really hoping we don't see that same kind of attitude come out the other side now that the pendulum is starting to swing the other way.
Yeah.
I don't want to see them be pushovers again, but I don't want them to say, yeah, you're persona non grata permanently. I want to see roads to redemption where applicable.
Yeah.
Where appropriate.
Yeah, 100% agreed with that.
If I think about, being Gen X, I didn't grow up on the internet. And I started to think, what if the internet was around when I was a kid?
I'm so glad it wasn't, man.
Yeah.
It's like
Because seeing how people get dogpiled for their past, I'm like,
well, just filmed in all the blackmail. The kids are being like, hunted and attacked and blackmailed into horrible sexual blackmail stuff as well. And life can turn into a nightmare really quick within these conditions. I mean, look at what happened with Chris Chan. That's the perfect example. Like, he grew up in the internet age and his parents were older, very old parents, right? So they had no clue what the internet was about or how to handle it. And he just became the target of trolls, and his life was completely ruined. I mean, he should have been protected, kept on a leash in terms of the internet. Like you should not have just open access to streaming with everybody with no surveillance, all the abuse that he got.
Yeah. And now look at him.
It's like one of the worst cases of,
Morning, Corey.
Oh, good morning, Corey. Corey Barton's here.
Hail.
Corey's here. Time to switch to the ladies.
All right. I mean, I'm already
not
working
that
on a
one.
lady,
Not
but
them.
I showed
we
this
go.
one, finished this one last night in the pencil stage at the very least. I'll be throwing the inks on it real soon. I kind of wanted to do this turnaround for Patrick first. And I got your commission as well, James. Here,
Nice.
coming along nice.
Ooh.
I'm kind of working at it in spurts because there's a lot of greenery and leaves, and I'm kind of drawing everything. And then I got to work the shadows in there to make sure that the form pops out. And I got to remove the sun. Let me remove that right now because there's no sun in your world.
Yes, there is no sun.
There we go. It's taken care of.
Excelente, as the ladies say.
Yeah, they say that, don't they?
Corey.
Like, hey, everyone, no babes, what the fuck?
Babes?
Well, in this cover here, yeah, James, why is there no babes on this cover? Like, you're clearly not targeting Corey Barton.
Corey who?
Ouch.
I'm just kidding, Corey. Everyone
We're
loves
kidding.
you.
We're kidding, man.
Yeah.
Speaking of the play on words that could go easily missed, I just saw the subtitle to your name tag.
I am guilty of the worst sometimes in terms of wordplay. That's right. Inking's my favorite part of drawing now. I used to despise it when I was younger. I was like, I'm a penciler. I'm gonna just pass this my awesome art onto an inferior artist who does the inking. And then I realized that when you do that,
Were you afraid of the permanence if you made a mistake at the inking phase?
not even. It's like I was just so focused on what Marvel and DC was doing, and the penciler and the inker were always two different roles. And so I was just, choosing my outcome. I was like, okay, I'm going to be the penciler, right? So I won't even practice inking because that's somebody else's job. I had no idea that, you have to be able to ink yourself to start with, and that people's careers used to go from one to the other. You could break in as an inker, and then there's so much overlap, and I've grown to appreciate it much more. And now I don't even know if I want to, I'm not looking for an inker. Like I was looking for a colorist. I found a good one. I'm happy to have a colorist. I would have to be wowed by an inker to kind of delegate, but I'd be open to it. I mean, if they can make my work look better, like if they're a better inker than I ink myself, then 100% I'm open to it. But I've grown to appreciate it now because you're still drawing when you're inking. Like there's stuff that's being added on in the inking phase that's not there in the drawing phase. So I would have to pencil differently if I was passing it on to an inker. I'd have to make sure that, okay, this penciling stage is...
Certain lines need to be bolder and they need to know that.
Well, you can't leave any details for later, because you have to, a lot of the pencil pages I'm doing are 80%, 70 to 80% penciled when I'm quite quote unquote done penciling them. And then
Yeah.
at the inking stage, I'll start inking, and then I'll pencil in some stuff that needs to be penciled. And so if I passed it on to somebody else, they probably would not be doing the filling in portion. So I would have to make
Right.
sure that my pencils are like 110% done, like with the extra
Gotcha.
mile. But I'd be down for that. But I'm also okay inking myself now because I'm getting a lot of pleasure. It's the final line. It's so cool, man, to be able to do the variable line width, get the slick line. I mean, you don't always get it, but when you do, it's such a good feeling to be able to lay down a nice smooth line. Now that I'm talking about it so much, I'm going to fuck it up. But
Oh, you might want to address this from Corey.
oh, well, this is James. Dang lizard people. And he says, my brother told me he's tried signing up to Bitcoin before, by the way, but he's had to have all of his ID stuff for it and take front and side profile picture. Seems sus. Yeah, that's with the exchanges. So the exchanges require ID verification. So if you go through an exchange to purchase your Bitcoin, you're going to have to do that unless you find another source. So you can, like, if you work for Bitcoin, for example, well, you can get paid in Bitcoin and then there's no verification. You just get cash, electronic cash. So that's one way to do it. But yeah, if you go through exchanges, all exchanges, as far as I know, require ID. That's like the government, a lot, requires them to ask for ID. So what happens from then is the Bitcoin that you remove from the exchange into your wallet, it can be traced because you can see from which address to what other address it goes. So even if the address is not linked to your name eventually, they can kind of guess that, okay, this is your wallet address. And then they can follow the transactions around and stuff.
Kind of like you can guess which guy on the ledger is the guy who invented Bitcoin because it hasn't moved.
Yeah, well, it's not a guess. It's we know his addresses exactly, and we can know that his Bitcoin is not moved because you can look at all the original addresses. They still have the Bitcoin. Now,
But you don't have his real name. You get something through an exchange.
Right.
They're going to link your real name with your Bitcoin profile.
Well, if you mine Bitcoin, your name is not linked to the mining, so you're completely anonymous when you mine Bitcoin. When you work for Bitcoin, if you use mixing service, you can always, so a mixing service will just it's where a bunch of people send all their Bitcoin together to different addresses, and it's impossible to follow. So the exchange I use, Bull Bitcoin, they mix all their coins going in and they mix all their coins going out. So it's practically impossible to trace where your Bitcoin is going, regardless of having to provide your ID. When you use also the Lightning Network, which is a layer on top of Bitcoin, that just like anonymizes your coins as well. So these are things you kind of like digital ID tracking. Not exactly, because it's not always tracked, but so the blockchain is open to everybody, but the addresses are just numbers and letters. So if you can obfuscate that, you can lose track of people trying to follow you. There's ways around it. Whereas digital ID, you're screwed. It's going to be the whole system.
I mean, once you're connected,
you're
connected. It's connected. You can't undo that.
So
can't put the toothpaste back in the tube.
The only spots they control are the in and out ramps, which is the exchange. But there's ways around it. You can purchase your Bitcoin in vending machines. So there's Bitcoin vending machines. So you'll pay a premium on those. You're always going to be paying a higher cost for the Bitcoin. But then again, you're completely anonymous. So it takes a little bit of understanding how the network works and getting to know it a little bit better. And then you can navigate it in a smart way. Sheldon is here. Check out that pose. That's right. Look at this one, man. I think this is the one you're talking, right? Look at this, man. Just drawing for fun here. This is my resume character. And she's going to be in issue number 2 as well. Oh, I knew you meant cheek out. I know what you mean, Sheldon.
I actually think I thought he meant cheek on purpose.
Oh, he did. He did. He's trying to backtrack, but we know what's on his mind.
You cheeky bastard.
Exactly. There you go. Welcome. And we're just talking tonight about the strengths and weaknesses of different mediums, such as comics, radio plays, and which brings me back to a question I wanted to ask you earlier, James, about your book on radio plays. Is that book illustrated, or is it just? Yeah, okay. Because it was funny because your other book on radio plays with what's his name,
Orson Welles.
Orson Welles used to draw references to put their actors and give them like a visual reference of their characters and stuff, but not this one, eh?
Yes, that one was a actual art book of all the pieces he's made. This one that I was looking through is more of a handbook, but it read more like a college book, and it went through shit tons of theory. It did this lovely appreciation tour that just went on for far too long, and I was really just looking for something that was more so about the craft, the production side of the craft, not just appreciation, history, and theory. And that seemed to be a majority of the book. So I when I was on page 50, I realized this was going to go on to page 100. I skipped forward to the writing section and found out that in itself had a lot of theory in it as well. It's like, ugh.
What about the scripts that you got today in the book? Is that one? That's the one you're talking about?
No, that's the one that was my previous piece of literature.
Right.
That kind of led to me wanting to get the this one instead, the script book, just so I can study it. Because, like I said, there's it's very anecdotal. And
does the script book have any illustrations or photos or?
No, it's scripts.
Yeah,
them scripts.
Are they all like in typewriter font and stuff?
No, they're not like in typewriter font. I'm not sure what font this is. It's just like basic, almost like New Times Roman. But
right. Gotcha.
Yes, but I got it to read along with the actual short stories, the actual plays.
So you've been listening to the play and
well, I'm gonna I literally got the book like a half hour before your show started. Like arrived in the mail.
But you had a whole half hour and you didn't listen to the plays? What are you talking about, Jay?
Well, I'd like to start a play I could finish before hopping on the street.
Yeah, no, I hear you, man. I'm just kidding. Just kidding around.
Ja.
How long are those radio plays, by the way? Are they hour-long plays or something like that, or multiple parts?
They're between a half hour to an hour, depending on what show you watch. And some of them can be multiple parts. These, I believe, are closer to a half hour. There's a lot of, like I said, there's a lot of old programs back in the day. And they went on for decades. So there's a lot to consume.
Serial plays that went on for decades, like kind of like soap operas and stuff.
Some of them, yeah. Other ones of them, not so much. They were almost like the Twilight Zone. I'm not sure what kind of what word that is.
What genre?
Yeah, it's like the different episodes are non-connected. They're all just short stories.
Oh, right. Like it's not a serial in the sense that the story continues, but it's the same kind of theme and stuff.
Yeah, it's like some of them were thrillers, adventures, horrors.
So Sheldon asks, "Hey Fred, what did you do to get good at drawing? Any artist in particular you studied from?" So what I did mostly was kind of like go through books, how to draw, and kind of kept repeating the chapter until I got the material down. like proportions. Kept repeating the same drawings over and over again until I was able to draw the proportions of a face, of a body, women, men, all that stuff. And then I kind of moved up. Then after I was done with proportions, I worked on anatomy, the basic muscles. What do they look like when the arm's folded and when it's extended, understanding of the muscle shapes. And then you kind of realize that, okay, the arm and the leg is basically the same functionality. You know, muscles are similar if they're not exactly the same. They function basically the same. So once you understand one, you can extrapolate for the other. And then I got into style. The hardest thing I ever had to tackle, and I'd love to get your take on this, Corey. The hardest thing I ever tackled was style. Style seems it's not something you can choose necessarily or practice in a way. I mean, you kind of pick up elements of style from other artists, but you can never really 100% like do another artist's style completely. You kind of have to find your own style, which I think the style kind of incorporates a lot of your own faults and weaknesses. Is like the things that you're not good at, you kind of work around, or you know, your own shorthand for stuff will kind of develop, or like kind of guide your style in a way.
Like Rob Liefeld with feet.
I mean, Rob Liefeld is super stylish, and we all know that, you know, he doesn't draw backgrounds, he doesn't draw vehicles. He'll avoid drawing that stuff, and it's all. He had some cool figures though, like he had the Jack Kirby small eyes, extremely dynamic action poses that sold comics. He was able to sell a lot of comics. Yeah. So he was all style. You could say all style, no substance. I don't think it's a bit extreme, a little bit, but he was definitely more style than substance. And I don't think being more substance than style is necessarily good either. Like, I've seen a lot of European artists who are incredibly talented. They draw very realistic stuff. Their books are a little bit boring. It feels like kind of watching a show on TV. And welcome, Lord Otter. How do you do, good sir?
How do? I do just fine. How do you do, Mr. Do?
I doobie do.
I remember that game on CoinLords.
I doobie do.
Don't you? I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for you kids and that otter.
For that meddling water weasel.
Can I give you money to change the song? So, Patrick, I don't take super chats yet. So we'll have to get like up to 1,000 subscribers, then open up the super chats, then we can change the songs.
Is it too much French for you, Patrick? Well, I know what you mean. It's so French. Like, seriously.
Hold on. Let's get into the Fallout soundtrack. Let's make it dire and depressing. We all love dire and depressing, don't we?
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
It's so reinvigorating.
Well, first of all, let's like cleanse the air with you know what.
Yay.
You know what I'm going to play, don't you? Feels so good. It feels
reinvigorating indeed.
Oh, it's like a dose of heroin in your veins, man.
I had Hornet dancing to the music.
Sheldon asks, how long did it take from drawing practice until you started this comic? About 30 years. But it's probably not the answer you're looking for. To be honest, I've always been drawing since I was, I want to say 8 years old, perhaps. and I've been slowly learning from books like how to draw cars, how to draw vehicles, how to draw cartoon characters, kind of like always drawing a little bit. And I was starting to draw like single pages when I was young, and I was mostly working on samples because as soon as I'd be done with one page, I was like, I can do better. Let me start another and another and another. So I would never draw like a complete sequence of a story or anything. But I don't necessarily recommend doing it that way. I kind of think there's value in doing a whole story through. Even if you think your art style is not up there yet, you learn so much from doing things A to Z and getting stuff done.
I've heard imitation is a really great way to learn how to draw, or it's not going to teach you everything, but it's a great way to kind of like get exposed to different styles and see what resonates with you.
Oh, 100%. Tracing is a great way as well. People really like frown on tracing because we're talking about finished products. You don't want to trace for your finished product, like never. It's not well looked upon. It's just a bad approach. But while you're learning, tracing is one of the best things you can do. Like put on your favorite artist, put it on a light box, or scan it in your open it up in your drawing program. If you're doing everything digitally, you can just like turn down the opacity and draw over it. Like ink your favorite artist. You're going to learn a lot about how your hand moves to draw those lines, how to because you're going to, even if you try to trace your favorite artist, Otter, it's not going to look as good. And then you're going to be asking like, okay, why does it not look as good? Well, because there's a particular way where the line starts and where the line curves and where the line ends that your eye did not pick up. And when you keep tracing over and over again, you start to understand, oh, okay, the line is a little bit curvy here, which I didn't. There's a lot that your eye doesn't pick up when you're just kind of reading a book. And when you want to be able to decipher stuff as an artist, you got to be able to go into the subtleties of the movements of the lines, the shapes, the curves, the variable line widths and stuff like that. But yeah, you're totally right, man. Tracing is an essential part of learning.
I've heard there's a big difference between like imitating an artist and then tracing over it. Which do you prefer?
They're both very different. I mean, tracing is very limited because you're not drawing your own structure, right? You're just building on somebody else's foundation. Sheldon asked, Fred, would you use how to draw books and trace the steps over and over? I didn't trace those. I would trace my favorite artists from comics, like Rob Liefeld is one, Todd McFarlane, Mark Silvestri. Those were the artists that I was, and I didn't do a whole lot of tracing. I did a little bit. So the how to draw, I mean, you can do that. It's definitely part of the steps because you'll learn the movement of your wrist, how to get the curve. There's an important aspect that you can pick up from tracing. So don't shy away from it. But you eventually want to be able to move away and be able to get the structure and the form by yourself. You want to move towards non-traceable art, of course, but don't shy away from tracing in the beginning. It's helpful. I mean, I picked up a Mark Silvestri piece of Pitt and I inked it, which is a form of tracing. So like I still love to ink the masters because, I'm just like kind of, because one thing, when you're just looking at a piece of drawing, you're not getting all the bits. When you have to trace or ink the artwork, you have to go over every single line. So you're not going to miss one piece of line. You're not going to miss one line. And you have to get every line right or else the image is not going to look good as well. So it forces you to understand all the aspects that the artist is putting into it. And then you're going to pick up some stuff that this artist does that other artists don't do or that you didn't do. And you're going to learn stuff along the way. So I'd say, trace or ink other people's stuff. Inking is good because you're practicing your line width and your understanding of inking at the same time as you're tracing artists that you love and admire. I always kind of get the best art from artists I admire, penciled art, and then I print it out on my big printer here in Blue Line, and then I could just like ink away and work on it in my downtime. It's a great exercise. And then for the sequential storytelling, how did you study for that? Okay, so sequential storytelling, there's actually really good books on that. The best book is that I read was Will Eisner's Comics and Sequential Art. That one is the book you want to get. I would recommend because it really breaks down visual storytelling, especially in comics. From the point of view of a creator. And Eisner, well, they call it the Eisner Awards in comics, right? It's not for nothing. Eisner was kind of like the Walt Disney of comics. So Comics and Sequential Art by Will Eisner. If you're listening to my voice and you don't have that book, go order it now. You're going to learn something from it and you're going to appreciate it.
Whoa.
100%. Especially the writers. If you're writing for comics, you want to be able to understand the medium.
Now, in that scene in the movie Hackers, when they pulled out all the books that I know are all supposed to be like, they are all like legit,
Yes.
like need to know sort of literature for hackers.
Yes.
What is the same literature? Like, if you're going to pull out books on art and you're going to be that guy, what are you pulling out?
Okay. Wow. That's a great story. I mean, that could be like a whole video on it. Dude, I should make a video on that. That's freaking good. Okay. Let me try to, I'm going to turn back and look at my collection here. So the one that I recommended to you, the Understanding Comics by Scott McCloud, would be the next one on my list. That one explains comics and is a comic book. So that's one you want to get as well if you're going to be diving wholeheartedly into it. There's one I got called The Essential Guide to Comic Book Lettering by Nate. I can't read it. My eyesight's not good enough to read. But The Essential Guide to Comic Book Lettering, that's my Bible on lettering, because like I've seen no other like A to Z book that talks about lettering. So you want to be able to understand that in a thorough way. Then there's books on, like, I'm currently reading Peter David's book on comic book writing. Other than that, I've been reading a lot of books on screenplay writing, because those are very comparable to comics in the sense that you're going to have character development, you have visual storytelling elements, so a lot of it compares. And if you read Will Eisner's Comic and Sequential Art, then you can take the stuff you learn from screenplay writing and adapt it into comics easily, knowing like Will Eisner's basics. I mean, How to Draw Comics the Marvel Way is...
Yeah, that was one I was going to mention. I've always heard about that book. I even had a copy of it.
I used to have a copy of that a while back, and the video.
Yeah, that one you can find for free on the Internet Archive. You can find a PDF of it for free. And it's only essential because of one chapter. Because all the other chapters are basic stuff you'll find in every book, like proportions, the differences between men and women, body shapes and all that. But the important part in the Marvel book is the dynamic positioning, how to choose which position so say your character's throwing a punch.
Yeah.
Okay, you've got a whole sequence of like pulling back your arm all the way back and then pushing your body forward, and your fist is going towards the other guy. He's hitting the other guy's jaw, and then the fist is continuing its trajectory past the jaw, because you're punching past the guy's jaw and you're throwing his body out of the way. So out of all those sequences, which positions do you choose as an artist? That book kind of shows you how to choose the extremes. So the extreme when you pull back your arm, and the extreme when you're done with the punch. And it's always kind of those extremes in the movement that are the most exciting to look at on page. And it's a good illustration of to make your books look dynamic when you're throwing them in action scenes. So definitely want to get that one. I got a book on animal drawings. I've got a bunch of Sid Field stuff.
Wow.
I haven't read them all though, and I've got the How to Read Nancy I was telling you about. I haven't read that one yet, but that one I'll come back and talk about it when I'm done with
That's
that.
freaking interesting.
Framed Ink has some good books on inking. So how to like distribute the black and white balance on your page, shadows, and how to make your page look interesting in black and white before you even get to the coloring stage, or if you do at all, because colors are not a required thing. And then you want to get books on perspective. There's not necessarily one book on perspective, to be honest, because there's so many out there that do the job thoroughly. It's mathematical, 1 point, 2 point, 3 point perspective. Then you get to go into spherical lenses and stuff like that give you like more complex, advanced perspective stuff. But you don't really need all that to tell your comic story. Did you have any trouble areas when learning drawing and sequential story? Yeah, I still do, man. I still have trouble areas. I'd say the most important thing I always focus on now, I kind of got like my priorities are in order. At least I feel that way. I always prioritize story. Like the first thing, even if you draw shitty, if you can tell a good story, because you can draw a comic with just stick figures, like people have done it out there. Go Google XKCD. He just does stick figure comic strips and people laugh. They enjoy it and he gets tons of views. You could tell stories with stick figures. So this means there's no excuse at whatever level you're at with drawing. You could tell the story. As long as you take your skill, whatever skill level you're at, take the best of what you can do and tell a good story with it. That's step number one. Step number two is bring on Omer Glitch on your stream, and then he'll do the rest to promote you and stuff. How you doing, Omer?
What's going on, buddy?
We're talking about the essential books on learning to draw comics. Do you have any books that you kind of like?
Wait.
Understand?
We're drawing babes this stream, and Omer decides to draw a skull guy this time.
Oh, we.
Sorry, Omer. You had to draw a babe. It's the rules. I don't make the rules, man.
We just
You're out of here.
Corey Barton makes the rules here. Clearly.
Oh, I was gonna say we could easily pivot to a hot chick here.
Now that's a pivot.
And
Sheldon asks,
yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
Finish your idea.
I could show
Oh,
this
I like that. Hold on, let me spotlight you.
Big and neat.
Oh wow, those are
those just large areolas, or are those like pasties or something?
Those are metal covers because this is
YouTube, so they have to be metal covers, Otter.
They're metal covers. Yeah, they're pasties.
Because if it wasn't, we'd be taken down by now. So clearly,
It's what's her name from Mars? What's her name? John Carter of Mars, the chick.
Oh yeah, John Carter.
That's Deja Thoris.
Kind of, yeah. It's a little riff on Deja Thoris. I gave her this metal hand claw thing.
Oh, nice.
But,
Deja Thoris is like the OG, like isekai waifu.
So Sheldon asks, okay, so do you have any trouble areas learning draw? So my trouble area right now, stuff I'm trying to work on is to get my characters to look the same in every panel. Especially, and this is probably going to come in naturally over a couple of issues because I'm going to be drawing the same characters for 4 issues at least. So in my first issue, there's panels where the chick doesn't look the same in every panel. Even the hero doesn't look exactly the same in every panel. So resemblance is definitely a trouble area I'm working on at the moment. Other than that, black and white balance that I was telling you about, that's something I'm working on as well. Like I'm looking at Mike Mignola's stuff and I'm kind of drooling over like, wow, this guy has a way of doing something very simple that's very cinematic, and he's got just everything perfectly balanced on the page, man, giving you the light and then the detail where you need it, and then just throwing everything else in the shadows, and your imagination will fill in all the spots. So those are two of my, if you want to call them trouble areas right now that I'm working on. He also asks, any blind spots, like things that looked fine to you, but other people would critique it? Yeah, but other people are always wrong, Sheldon. So, you know, what do they know?
How it works.
Honestly, like,
you try drawing it. You try drawing it. Let's see
yeah,
how
do
good
they
you
even
are.
draw? Seriously?
Yeah.
I'd
Did
love
you
to
just
see
take
them
a
draw
creative
hands.
drawing class at the local technical college? Let's see how good you can draw.
So yeah, so I get that from time to time. So I'll give, well, I'm drawing on the stream a lot of times. So other people, I won't name Corey Barton, but other people will say that the tits are too small. Other people, like, I won't name, like Patrick Quinlan, will say that the tits are too big.
Now that's a
I
crime.
mean, that Corey Barton, he's always using the.
I don't know, man. I met some chicks. They be all like, back pain is a real thing with big kahongas.
Yeah, but back pain does not exist in comic books.
Wait a minute. Shit, that's genius.
Yeah, back pain
Okay,
in
no,
comic
check
books
this out.
is an imaginary concept.
So, like, you have a chick who's a real great killer, right? And then right when she's about to kill your main character, she gets hardcore back pain. It's like, oh, my back.
You should be writing comics, James.
Well, we can
honestly,
team up in the future.
Get Patrick out of here. Look at this blasphemy in the comments.
Get out of here, Patty. Get out of here.
Okay, you're going to
You know what
regret
we're
saying
talking
something
about,
like that, Patrick, because
man.
this is going in your permanent record. You will never hear the end of this.
Peppermint.
Okay, that is a fair counterpoint, but I will still not stand for this utter blasphemy.
Boobs are too big. Someone would say this. See, Patrick, refer to this comment right here, and reflect.
If
Go
you've
in the
never had
corner.
them, I mean, I guess you could say that. Once you've had them, you can't go back.
It's all about legs
Like,
and
you go black.
ass. Well, yeah, man. I mean, you're not wrong that legs and ass are also a good thing as well. Let me
Oh yeah,
bring
you
in
gotta
here.
have.
We don't see
those
your
are part
legs.
of the
You're,
package.
you're hiding the ass with your huge claw, Omer. What the fuck are you doing, man?
Fuck.
Look at that. Where's her ass?
Yeah.
You're hiding it with her huge claw hand.
It's the hidden ass.
I'm overcompensating.
Clearly.
I
Let me
will
show
say
a
this.
little bit.
Women do
hear
have
the
backs of
reference in the
steel in
back.
comics. It's like how do they make those poses and not break their backs? Especially with baggage like that.
Women are jealous of the drawings that we
No,
make, Otter. Clearly.
I'm sharing the reference I used for the Biz piece in,
hold on.
in the back there. I don't know if you saw it. So that piece is based on the reference our homie here is going to pull up.
Is it a David Finch piece as well?
No, this is a Biz piece. This is a Biz. You can see the
Biz.
reference I was using. The Biztober.
I
Doing
don't know
Biztober.
Biztober.
Fridays. Simon Bisley?
Oh, that's what I thought. Okay, Simon Bisley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, this guy here, obviously. That's
Yeah,
Simon
Lobo.
Biz.
Kick
Yeah,
ass,
Lobo.
man. You have a great collection, man. I'm always jealous of the books that you bring out. So Sheldon says women have backs of steel in comics. Yes, and they have 3 extra vertebrae so that they can twist their ass and their tits towards the camera. Now, this is a very little known fact, but Corey Barton knows what I'm talking about.
Oh, I
yeah.
know very well what Corey Barton's talking about.
Corey's a
Clearly.
master.
They become soggy sandbags with time. Well, that's why you don't write stories over 100 years, Patrick.
That's
They
also
don't-
why
gotta-
characters in comic books don't really age.
Yeah,
And if
all
you
the
make them
keep it tight,
age, then
Corey.
you are dead to
Gotta
me.
keep it tight.
all the stories take place the same year in their prime, Patrick.
Yeah,
The bad-
they're all fake. It's all silicone, Patty. Come on. Those are the best ones, the paid for ones.
Fred's like, how dare you come in here with this disgraceful showing of a covered butt? Yeah, I know, right? I'm so tolerant, Sheldon. I don't know why I'm tolerating this.
Should I draw some more ass? I mean, are you an ass man? I'll draw some ass for you. Oh, here's some.
I don't
here's some more
discriminate,
tits.
okay?
There's some
Ass
more
and
tits for you.
boobs, they're both
Yeah.
fine to me.
That one's good, man. I like that one. She's got kind of like, I like the hex pattern on her abs as well. That's
She's
kinda
very
cool.
perky.
I thought you were going to say she's very purpley.
Well, that
I
too.
wasn't really happy about the coloring job on this, but it's
Perky purple.
trying to make it work. And if we
you're-
have to, we could go Ahagao, big girl.
Yeah, that's too much.
too much.
That costume is gonna burst at any moment now.
The seams. Yeah.
I don't want
I
that
need
to burst
redraw
on
her like
stream.
the hot, sexy version. She does have a hotter, sexy version. When she doesn't get all blooded up, she gets thin because she needs to drink blood, and then she pigs out.
She's gonna have back problems. I can tell you that.
Oh, yeah. She's got butt problems, back problems, neck
So,
problems.
Are her mortal enemies
Ankle
like
problems.
Muslims or something?
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Oh
I can buy that. I can buy that.
But here's some nice ones for you, covered by steaks.
Yeah. So this is off an anime you were telling me, right?
Yes, Shimada Death.
That's quite the bra.
Yeah, I don't know how they're stuck on there. To be honest with you, I think they're so pointy they like latch onto the nip.
It's inertia, I believe, is the answer.
Yeah.
She just like screws them onto her nipples, like her nipples.
Yeah,
are,
they're
like,
so
screws.
hard and nipply.
Now, I know we were talking about storytelling earlier, and I want to touch back on that in a form we didn't talk about, and that actually is video games, because I've been getting into, once again, Evil Within 2, and something magnificent happened where you're sort of like in a pseudo open world area, but it's not too big, but big enough for you to explore. And I had to go to one house in this neighborhood, but then I saw all these zombies at another one. Then I killed them all for fun. And then I went inside that other house, and I got this huge and awesome story experience that was riveting and full of fear. And then when it was all done, I realized this was not my main objective. This was just a side objective.
Side quest, yeah.
And my reward was a story objective, some loot, a great moment, and unveiled lore. My dog's freaking whining because he wants more food.
Yeah, my cats always want more food.
Yeah. So, like, and this is like the second time it happened, and I'm thinking, like, that is a great way to encourage exploration, is not only put, like, loot out there, but actual story bits for you to
As
just
a reward,
consume.
yeah. I thought you were going to go somewhere else. I thought you were going to bring up something like side quests in stories, like divergent plot lines that are not part of the main thread and stuff like that.
That too.
Yeah.
And even though,
yeah, go ahead.
In some of them, there's also the mystery, the overall mystery you're trying to solve. And it encourages replay because maybe you're not going to unlock that mystery unless you explore these divergent plot lines, unless you see what's behind that other door, or you can just continue down the main quest.
Is that Wrangler's?
I hear clicking. Is it the control in the comics?
Yeah, I think it's
Maybe.
Wrangler's game controller. I'm just gonna mute you.
Wranglers, you're gaming.
Sorry about that. I didn't realize the.
Just kidding.
I didn't realize the button mashing was heard.
No worries, man.
In fairness,
hear you
Frederic
from a mile
was
away.
just straight up like showing his an extreme close up of his cat in your stream, Wrangler. So I think it evens out.
And cats are always welcomed on my stream, you know.
Yeah, Otter, you're saying that like it's a bad thing.
Your cat was giving me a very menacing look. Okay.
Well,
Nothing
you're
like
an
a
otter.
good pussy.
Okay.
Oh, I see.
You should like be cognizant and aware of what your otter people have done to the world, or what they're about to do to the world. And,
I'll have you know that us water weasels and cats are friends. Okay, for the most part.
And then
Except
talk
when
to
we're-
Nomad. There you go.
Hi, I'm an otter. I think he likes me.
I don't think Nomad says anything other than meow.
Oh well, that's peaceable enough.
That's agreeable. You know, I can't.
You're
disagree
still
with that.
friends with Nomad even after you stole your fish earlier?
Well, that is an act of war there, so I'm having second doubts now.
Look at that face. Does that look like the kitty cat you want to mess with?
Yes, actually.
It's like your fish involved, yes.
Another thing, James, that made me think of what you were talking about with your video game kind of analogy is like Easter eggs in comics. You can put Easter eggs in comics as well. Like I do it in Ratel. I put like little clues in like the picture frames in the background have clues. The addresses on the houses have, I wouldn't say clues, but they're Easter eggs as well. Like you can put some of the house addresses into Google, and it'll give you some interesting results, stuff like that. Oh, you're muted there, James.
I've definitely heard of stuff like that in the older video games. I forgot which game it was, but there was like this purposely glitched area you can slip between a wall, and if you sort of position your camera right, you can see a photo of the developers just right there.
Yeah.
Waving at you.
For a minute, you were making me think of Axiom Verge because you get a weapon called the Address Disruptor, and you can hose walls with it, and it like makes them glitch out, and you can go through them.
Hey Fred, I got a quick web question for you.
Hit me.
With so on my website currently, it's doing like a download for I guess the index front page, and it can't seem. I think there's double because I recovered it, so I think there's like conflicting index pages for it.
What do you use for your website?
I have it on dreamhost.com, I think. Dreamhost.
Okay.
I've been working on it all day. Yesterday was working fine, but I guess I hit that recover site button again because it wasn't working, but I got it fixed. And then today I checked it and it was doing it again. So I need to go on the back end and check it again, make sure there's no double indexing or double index home pages because it's there. Yeah. I thought I'd ask you real quick.
I'm missing a little bit of context to be able to give you like a straight answer. Usually you can't have two indexes because the obvious reason that, one will overwrite the other.
And they won't know what to show. Yeah.
What I'm thinking of maybe is you're probably using a dynamic site in PHP, I would imagine.
Okay. That sounds about right. Yeah.
Yeah. Most sites kind of function like that nowadays. I can look at it like off stream and have a little look-see. Sometimes just pulling it up on your browser will give me
that might be another thing. Maybe it's cached and it's not showing it,
Oh, that's like half of the problems on the internet is just clear your cache and then reload it. If that fixes it, then you're like, okay, it's not an issue. It's just on your end with the cached files. Right. So that's definitely like a first thing you want to check for sure. Do a hard refresh, and then you could try it with other browsers. And if it's still acting up, hit me up. I'll have a look at it and look into the.
I'll hit it with a stick, see what happens.
Yep. Yeah, man. Tell it to make you a sandwich. And,
didn't mean to derail the stream. Sorry.
That's good, man. I mean, I
gotta up that game. I got that.
I don't even mind. I don't even mind.
So time for me to really derail the conversation. Have you all been seeing the memes around Hassan and his dog?
Oh, dude, it's like I saw one on Asmon's channel today where the dog actually is the one that goes up to Hassan and like shoots lightning at Hassan, and he's the one that gets shocked.
I've seen another one where it's just like somebody has like a stuffed animal, but it's like you can only vaguely tell it with just how they're jerking it around. They've also got lightning overlaid.
Yeah, dude, he blew up big with this. Like I think
he's fucked himself.
He's underestimated.
Royally fucked himself.
A lot of people don't know who Hassan is. Their first contact with Hassan will be the guy that shocks his dog.
Yeah,
I'm not
and
familiar with this.
he was on stream and he essentially just got caught shocking his dog with a dog collar so he could sit in the corner.
Yeah. And he's
And-
lying
Yeah,
through
His
his
dog
teeth.
was also sitting in a corner for like 4.5 hours and
That's
not
the
moving
thing.
an inch.
What an asshole.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's kind of like training his dog to stay in place, but we're talking about like hours and hours and hours, and he's a big dog.
I feel
He
so
can't
bad for that dog. You can just tell with how it's moving. It's like it seems very scared to just kind of like move, or it's like it's very subdued, and then he shocks it anyway. I feel bad for the boy.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, this is torture, man. You can't force a big dog. First of all, big dogs should not even just be inside all day. That's
Right.
one thing. But
Mhm.
to force him to be on a small little bed for 4 hours, that's fucking torture, dude.
Well,
An
he's
animal?
a psychopath, so
Have you guys noticed
clearly.
that even PETA's not being like PETA is like being kind of like they're pulling their punches a little bit towards Hassan, where I'm like, all right, you fuckers just eroded all your credibility now. Congratulations, PETA.
Yeah, because I mean, Asmund explained it well. It's like because he's doing another job for them, and that's he's pushing the political narrative on the left. And so they would tolerate the worst fucking behavior from people if he's on the same if he hates Trump, basically, is the quick version. But he agrees with them politically, so they're going to look the other way when he's torturing his dog, which is totally indicative of the left, which just sickens me. It gets me pissed off. That kind of stuff just makes me mad.
Yeah. Absolutely.
yeah. And this might be the big one. I say that because like dogs are holy. Even freaking Russia back in the day, they sent a dog to they were all high and mighty because they got Sputnik up in the air, and then they sent a dog into space, and then everybody forgot about Sputnik. It's like, no, you guys are just assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm hoping this is that kind of levels because this dude is like a psychopath.
Well, it looks
What's
that
one
way.
of the longest running tropes in writing to get somebody to hate a character? Have them hurt a dog in the story.
Yeah,
Exactly.
in
Oh, John
basic
Wick.
Save the Cat
John
script
Wick.
writing.
Yeah.
Want the audience to like a character, have them save a cat. You want them to hate a character, have them kick a dog.
Yeah.
That might actually be one of the essential books for reading for writers. Save the Cat.
Yeah. I got the audiobook version, at least like a recent retelling of it at the very least.
I do have a little bit of a grift with that book because it's very much geared towards screenwriting, and book writing is not strictly screenwriting.
But I'm
Well,
sure
pick up
both
screenwriters,
types
right?
of writing can learn from each other on some things.
Some things, but it's presented as like a beat for beat, like basically outline to like script a story, but it's very much intended first and foremost for like screenwriting, because screenwriting is like you've got a strict structure with such a strict time frame, whereas books you have a lot more flexibility with what you can do.
Oh yeah. I mean, isn't that the book that kind of like developed the beat sheet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like it literally goes percentage by percentage of
Yeah.
what you should be doing.
Yeah. A lot of books do. I think J. Michael Straczynski also kind of like has a very formulaic script writing way of doing things. And I believe the Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure, like he just picked up the J. Michael Straczynski book or Sid Field, one of the others. I forget which one. I think it's Straczynski. Anyway, a screenwriting book, and then just copied all the notes page for page exactly on which, inciting incident on this page, development on this page, conclusion on this page. And his movie, I think, won awards for screenwriting or something. Like it was like almost a perfect screenplay, the first Pee Wee film. Which the content is ridiculous, right? It's Tim Burton's first movie as well. But like he just followed the formula to a T and was able to tell a good story with that formula.
Hell yeah. Sounds Geo to me.
Yeah, his first script and Tim Burton's first long
real-
film movie.
Real quick on the comics thing, Understanding Comics by Scott McCloud. I got that book, and then How to Write Comics by Scott McCloud. The other one, is that the other? I can't remember the second book.
Making Comics, perhaps.
Making Comics, yeah, that one.
There's also one that I think it's called Reinventing Comics. That one's more of a futuristic take. It deals with microtransactions and things like that, which are impossible in dollars, but very doable with Bitcoin Lightning, which makes me want to revisit that book because I read it like before Bitcoin was a thing. I think there's probably a way to incorporate what they call zaps, like micro Bitcoin transactions, into what he was proposing in Reinventing Comics.
Is that Scott McCloud too? Reinventing Comics?
Yes. So he did. It's his least appreciated book because he's mostly fantasizing about the future of comics, web comics, and then the whole transaction part of it is like a big part of the book, and most people kind of poo-poo on that.
I will also say this. I agree with Patrick here. Read the classics like Kirby, Burn, etc. Also read Heavy Metal magazine. Even if you hate it, I still think you can get some amazing inspiration.
Oh, dude, I read that magazine, for the articles, and I highly recommend it as well.
You said Heavy Metal, not Playboy and Penthouse.
Shut up, Omar.
Heavy Metal is kind of the Playboy of comic books.
I'm talking about the articles of clothing, okay? It's the article of clothing that some of the characters wear. Not all. Some characters wear clothing.
Some of them have very few articles of clothing.
Clearly. Millar is a good modern classic comic book writer. Yeah, I mean, like for him to get picked up by Netflix on a bunch of projects, he's got to be doing something right. Does he?
I think it's a creative writing course.
Does Millar talk about his craft at all, or is he just like a very talented writer
on his
who's
YouTube
producing?
channel?
He talks about the craft on his channel.
Yeah. He does.
Interesting.
Millar's good. He's good.
Yeah, I have to watch it with subtitles.
Oh, Fred. I can't understand what he's trying to say all the time.
No, I'm just kidding. I can mostly understand it.
I know.
All the time. He's got a YouTube channel. Yeah.
It's called Miller Time.
So I'm not fully familiar with Millar. What's he signed up for on Netflix? Out of curiosity.
Jupiter's Legacy. The Boys. Is it The Boys? Is he The Boys? No, he's not The Boys. That's
There's one creator I just read an
Warren
interview
Ellis.
of in one of the recent printings of Heavy Metal.
He did Jackass.
He's like one of the screenwriters for Love, Death, and Robots.
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
really?
That's a fun one.
Yeah. I saw the first or second episode of that. It was pretty good, man. It's very kind of what's the word? Like a lot of ambiance and kind of mood. A lot of mood.
There's a lot of Netflix shows I'm not really all that into. That said, Love, Death, and Robots for the most part is pretty good. I thought it was very creative. It does have like a heavy metal type vibe to it as well.
Yeah, it's got that Japanese kind of just lingering in the scene and kind of like getting a feel for the world with a little bit of passive world building as you kind of breathe it in.
Are you guys fans of The Blue-Eyed Samurai? Man, that show's freaking great.
I haven't watched that. No.
Yeah, I haven't watched it.
Dude.
He's made Wanted, Kick-Ass, Kingsman, and wrote Ultimates, which was the story for Avengers and lots more.
Oh, and Super Crooks. He did Super Crooks. That's on Netflix.
He's a superlative writer. What does that mean, a superlative writer?
Superlative.
What's that mean, Otter?
Basically meaning stellar.
That's a $5 academic word there, sir.
Clearly.
Patty's whipping out the big words, the $5 words.
You want some real singers words? Read some.
Oh, your robot. You're kind of muting out.
Yeah, you faded away.
Yeah.
Did
try
I?
it again. Yeah, try it again. You're fine now. Try it again.
Oh, must have been network latency.
Too much porn downloading.
If you want some real zingers of words, try reading some Clark Ashton Smith or Lord Dunsany. Clark Ashton Smith has some real zingers in there.
Give me my $5. Listen, Patrick, I changed the song already, so you owe me 5. Now we're even. Consider it even. How's that? Speaking of, we can switch it up again. It's been a while.
How come Patrick doesn't come on your show very often, but you're always on his show, Fred? What's up with that?
He does come on the show here very often. He's just like one time Corey Barton kind of like went after him, and I think he's scared of Corey now, so he's kind of shy to come on and doesn't want to like face Corey in the chat or something. I think that's it.
Right on.
Patrick will correct me, but I'm pretty sure I'm right.
Come on back, Patrick. I'll be right back, gents.
Yeah, man. Let me switch it up while you're... There we go. Inking's coming along nice and slow. All these beautiful variable line widths. Love the inking phase, as mentioned earlier. And I can't wait to get onto this big beauty here. Just to nail the fit on the page. I wanted to get a lot of BPI, babes per inch on the page. You want to keep your BPI quotient as high as you can get it. Ha ha ha, I am a big handful and don't want to distract from what you guys would naturally talk about. Well, we're talking about writing in medium tonight.
It's BBB, babes, boobs, and butts.
Okay, well, that's good. That's good. Triple B, B3.
B3.
Or your 3 Bs.
Oh, yeah.
I like that. We should do a book. Like get all the best artists at drawing babes and how to draw a babes book, Get Corey Barton. I could do something. And all the best artists out there drawing babes.
I know quite a few at this point that have... this is one great thing about Twitter. You find a lot of great artists that know how to draw babes really well.
Yeah. A lot of them are specializing. A lot of them will draw only babes too. There's artists that kind of like over specialize, if you will.
Follow his only babes.
I think we need to have a collaboration where it's who can draw the best elf babes, and I know quite a few creators who'd be up to the challenge.
Oh yeah, and Patrick, we were supposed to have like a horse-off, drawing horses thing.
Horses.
We should get back on that. I've got a horse in my second book, Ratel Tua. Otter, did I tell you I finished the script last night? 42 pages for Ratel Tua.
For part Tua?
Correct.
That's pretty great.
Yeah, I read it again today to see if I kind of overlooked anything. It looks pretty tight. I'm going to go in and, work on details a little bit, flesh it out. But I might stick to the 42 pages, man. I think that's what I need to tell the story.
42?
And get the action. Well, it is the answer to, life's biggest question.
Exactly.
So that's kind of, I didn't force it. I wanted to have 32. That's what I had in mind when I was sat down to write. But then you write, okay, this is all the plot lines that I got to keep that I got to fill out. I got to, work on. And then I'm like, okay, I got to have at least this many double page spreads, right? You got to have your money shots. As an artist, an artist writing for himself will give himself the opportunity to show off. At least 3 double page spreads. I don't know how many, I didn't count. Maybe I have more in the second book, which would be normal since there's more pages. But, and then there's the action scene, and you can't shortchange the action scene. I felt that in the first book, I forced it down to 24, and it's tight. It's tight. Billy did say that the pacing was good, so I'm happy to hear that. But it's tight. We'll see. I'll have you guys read it over.
It is so tight.
Right? Yeah. I mean, it's better to be tight than to be, lingering too long and stuff. Though, I mean, it's the second book you can take your time with the story, I think, in the second book.
It's better to be brief than to be Hideo Kojima.
What did he write, Hideo Kojima?
Metal Gear Solid.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
have you ever seen any of the cutscenes for Metal Gear?
Just quick excerpts. I mean, Patrick's got a couple of clips on his channel as well.
So I'll say this: Kojima's writing is notoriously redundant and lengthy.
Probably because he's not really that good of a writer.
Even though everybody acts like he's an amazing writer. The only thing I'll say for him is this: he does have scenes that are genuinely compelling, but he has a lot of stupid shit. A lot of stupid shit.
But I mean, they say he's a good writer because he was prophetic on a lot of conspiracy stuff, right?
No, I want to say prophetic. I looked into it afterwards. He just read a lot of conspiracy books and threw it in there.
Yeah, but you have to know what to put in and what to leave out.
I mean, I guess most of the popular ones, I suppose.
I mean, I guess you could say the biggest thing he kind of predicted was the internet. That's about it, really.
Well, it's not bad. But I mean, ARPANET already existed, I would imagine, when his games were coming out. But it's good. I mean, he seemed like he was plugged in. I got to play some Metal Gear. I've just played the first game on the Nintendo and never did a deep dive on it or anything.
It's a series that I think is kind of trash, but I still like despite itself.
It's one of the earlier stealth games as well.
Yes, mainly Metal Gear. Metal Gear Solid is a stealth game, but at the same time, there's a lot of mandatory combat in places, from what I know. And as the series goes on, it turns more into an action game.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think the reason why a lot of people hate on Kojima, and it is for good reason, is that in his cutscenes, what would take most other writers 5 minutes to convey, it takes him 30 to 40 minutes.
Yeah. I get your comment now. It's better to be succinct. I mean, it's one thing you learn in screenwriting a lot as well. You want to be able to, anything you can cut out, you should cut. If you can leave something out and the scene still works, you're probably better off cutting it and keeping it short.
Yeah, but, and I'll use a case example. Metal Gear Solid 3. And in fairness, I liked the game. But it also runs the problem of let's put it this way. The opening cutscene is 10 to 20 minutes long. You have about an hour of gameplay. Then combined cutscenes, you have about an hour and a half worth of cutscenes. And that is the prologue.
Yeah, some games are terrible with their intros. Luckily,
Metal Gear is notorious for it. It is possibly the worst.
Yeah. I mean, having finished the Hitman series, Hitman 2, they got all their funding pulled while they were doing that one. So all the cutscenes, instead of being fully animated like 1 and 3, all the cutscenes for Hitman 2 are just the characters are just still. It's still images with maybe a little bit of parallax. And you have all the voice acting, but there's no animation.
Sounds like the cutscene from the NES version of Ninja Gaiden.
Yes, except now we're talking a modern game, right?
That just seems kind of weird, though. Imagine a photorealistic looking character And you get this classic 8-bit textile box as you just still, and maybe you get a little voice acting added in if you're lucky.
Oh no, it's totally weird. I mean, you have people asking the question on the internet, like on Reddit and stuff, like, "Hey, what's up with Hitman 2? Like, why? What's up with the cutscenes? Like, why aren't they animated? Why didn't they?" But it's the Square Enix pulled out, and Square Enix, like, they were known for doing really good quality cutscenes and putting the money in it. But something happened when they were working on Hitman 2 that the budget cut. So they just had to fire a lot of people on the team, and they had to fire people who were working on the animatics and stuff. So they were just never completed. So I mean, you can still see what it would look like in the sense that you have the characters in the scene. There's just no lip sync and there's no animation. So you're watching the images, add a little bit of parallax, maybe particle effects. And the voice acting is great as always. It's the same voice actors doing their great job.
I mean, this sounds very Super Nintendo cutscene.
Yeah.
It's just, I'm still like the contrast, imagining in my mind, hyper up-to-date realistic graphics, but done in that classic JRPG style format of a conversation.
No, exactly. As a player, you're like, okay, like I can tell they cut the budget here. You know, they ran out of money, which is a shame. I mean, the game is unaffected. Like the game's absolutely perfect. I mean, the Hitman 2 is, I think, one of the best ones. Now, Hitman 1 and 2 are better than 3 with the locations. But to be honest, like 3 now incorporates 1, 2, and 3, so it's kind of considered one whole game now. World of Assassination. But I love it, man. I'm having a blast with that game.
That music sounds so epic.
Blast that game. Oop.
Frederic, we still need to play Megabonk. If they ever have multiplayer for Megabonk, we need to absolutely stream that together.
Oh yeah, I've been playing a little bit more. I've gotten to the second world now. I made it there. So I'm making my way to work. I'm trying to get to the 3rd level so I can activate the 3rd phase.
I don't think there is a 3rd level.
Oh, there's not?
I don't think so. I think it's still being added in.
Oh, I saw there was an update this week, like kind of like balancing, what do you call it, balancing update? I think difficulty balance and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's great, man. I love it. It's a great game to kind of get in and play a real quick. Because it's like Vampire Survivor. You're playing a 10-minute game. Like there's a countdown, so you're not going to be playing more than 10 minutes regardless.
Oh yeah.
And, it's funny. It's addictive. It's very dopamine driven, and you're just like going from update to update, trying to up your weapon shield and hopefully your speed as well to be able to take on the boss.
What I love about those games, they're all about the dopamine hit.
Yeah. Yeah, and you got to figure out, okay, how do I build a balance? Well, it's like role-playing in an accelerated mode, right? Because you're building your character path a little bit by choosing what you put your XP in.
I'm not sure I'd call it like role-playing, but it has like the RPG level-up mechanic that's being done very rapidly. Yeah.
Yeah, it works very well. Like, it's got the Vampire Survivor elements, though maybe less addictive than Vampire Survivor.
Yeah, maybe a little less addictive. Still very fun, though.
But actually, I think it's a good thing, because I don't even touch Vampire Survivor anymore. It's so addictive.
Vampire Survivors is a little too addictive.
Yeah, it's like crack. I'm like, I can't touch this game anymore. It's like, you just open that game and then you wake up like 3 weeks later in your underwear, like, where am I? What happened?
Yeah, you're like, what happened? I just remember hearing a chest opening sounding like a slot machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, come Christmas time, I am going to have to get back into Guild Wars 2. Like I said on Weekly Wing It, I don't know why it is, but the last couple of years, every time Christmas and New Year's has rolled around, all of a sudden, I just really want to play Guild Wars 2 for whatever reason.
Interesting. Yeah, this is going to be my first Christmas with the Steam Deck. Usually I go retro, play like old Mario games or Super Nintendo stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Now I've got a real Steam Deck, and I've got a whole... I want to play Red Dead 2 during the holidays.
I wonder... I'm guessing your Steam Deck can handle it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the very least, I got to switch up. I mean, it's already installed and running. Now, what you got to do is you got to cap your frame rate, maybe to 60 or 45, depending on the game, and then maybe tweak some of the effects, right? Sometimes you want to tone down the shadows, tone down reflections, maybe. So usually what I do is I find another, like there's a channel on YouTube who went through the game and gives you like all the options you want to tweak to get the best results on the Steam Deck. But the Steam Deck has played everything. Like you just have to tweak a little bit of the options, of the visual options maybe. And sometimes you cap out at 45 FPS is the worst that I've seen. Like maybe you go down below that on certain games and certain levels, but to be honest, I've never had a bad experience so far, and I've never had a game that I couldn't play. Not to say that all games are playable on the Steam Deck, some are not, but I haven't had an issue with games I wanted to play so far.
Very nice.
Yeah, no, dude, I'm loving. Like, I have no regrets with that purchase, and I've had it bricked on me one time during an update as well. So,
oh, did it?
Yeah, but I just had to do a hard reset on it, and then it came back up and worked fine. So sometimes you get issues.
Were you shitting bricks when it bricked on you?
Yeah.
I think he was shitting rocks, actually.
You're like, okay, well, is it fucked? Am I gonna have to like send it back?
Yep.
But just a hard reset, software-wise, it's a Linux box as well. So Linux is so hackable. You can you can tweak almost anything on a Linux. So all the games that you can mod, mod on the Steam Deck. I've been even looking into Hitman, because Hitman is a fully online game. Like you have to ping the server all the time. So every time I come out of pause, like if I put the Steam Deck on, you could power down during a pause stage, but every time you power up, it's like, oh, disconnected from the server, retry. So you're like wasting 30 seconds to a minute hitting retry to sync to the server. And there's people who are building a web server that you can put on your own computer that's called Peacock, which will take over from the main server from IOI. Because the minute IOI server go down, and it will go down eventually, it has happened with old Hitman games. So eventually you won't be able to play this game unless you've modded it and you've like set up your Peacock server to as backup. Because a lot of the DLCs are only temporary. You can't play, like if they will delete them on their end and you just can't play them anymore. It's just time sensitive DLCs, which is interesting, but it's kind of like, fuck you. I just want to play the game. But because people are fighting back, they're building stuff and they're making it resilient so you can play even when the company eventually collapses, which, all corporations will eventually.
Yeah, stop killing games.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And it's a first-person game. Like, you don't even need these network connections. Like, it's retarded. So, I'm happy to see them develop that. And there's also people who've been upping the intelligence on the NPCs to make the NPCs more realistic. So they react even more to sound and your presence, and they're even more curious when something odd happens and they come after you. So it just ups the difficulty by making them a little bit smarter, which I might do eventually, but I'm still on my I'm on my second playthrough, so I'm not looking to up the difficulty just yet. But love to be able to mod stuff, man. I mean, the Fallout New Vegas would be a whole different game if I wasn't playing mods.
I mean, even vanilla Fallout New Vegas is still very good, but I imagine it's so much better with mods.
Dude, there's so many little things. Just the way your character is placed on the screen. If there's mods to see you much more in third person, control their walking, a lot of little things that just kind of modernize the game. A lot of it is just bug fixing, like finishing the work that they couldn't do in the 9 months.
Oh yeah.
So it's not. I'm not even talking about adding content or adding extra stuff. It's just fixing it and making it just much more enjoyable.
It is kind of amazing to see what Obsidian was able to put out in like less than a year.
Well, they got the essential stuff right. The storytelling, the way that your decisions will affect the world down the line during the game. Those are the important stuff that games can't get right today. So all the other stuff that modders can take care of, they've taken care of. Like, the good thing while we're still playing this game is because Obsidian laid the groundwork for an excellent game. And you know, the Obsidian then is not the Obsidian we have today, so it's the whole new.
I would argue the last game the Obsidian we know created was probably the second Pillars of Eternity. I think that was the last game classic Obsidian made. Though even then, you had like Chris Avellone like leaving the company like halfway through development, which is possibly why I don't like that game quite as much as I do the first one.
Yeah, and they were kind of the remnant of the old Fallout team, I think, right? Obsidian, a lot of the same devs that worked on Fallout 1 were on.
Yeah, you had that.
Or
you
Fallout
also
2?
had a lot of like like Chris Avellone was probably the heart of Obsidian's writing with that game. And it shows. It's like if you've played like Planescape Torment or like especially Fallout New Vegas, like it's the same writer and everything. Like you feel kind of like his authorial hand kind of like in the game as well. And it makes the writing 10 times better.
Yeah.
Because otherwise it'd be pretty generic. But he had some fun, unique spins on it, even if it's a bit purple prosy at time.
Yeah, I always think back to the project lead on Fallout 1. I forget his name. He's got his own YouTube channel, but he laid the freaking groundwork when he was starting the project by having like Mad Max play in the background, Boy and His Dog like on loop. Like he would have the inspirational material always present while people were working on the game. He had really channeled the essence of how he wanted the game to feel. And while they did allow for satirical stuff and stuff that was off the wall, that was always placed in the secondary, like side quest stuff, and never in the main story. So your main story always felt like it was serious, taken seriously, very much in the context of the world building. And then he allowed for more playful stuff on the sidelines, you know, silly stuff.
I gotta ask, whenever you play New Vegas, do you go with the Weird West trait?
I don't think I did.
How dare you?
Weird West. What
Yeah,
does that do?
there's a trait you can get whenever you create your character called Weird West. And it basically, what would normally be regular areas in the game, it replaces with a bunch of pop culture references and like robots and aliens and stuff.
Yeah, maybe I did. I'd have to go back. I haven't played it in a real long time.
There is one place in the game that's just straight up aliens if you go for the Weird West trait. There's another one that's like a original Star Wars reference that's like Luke's like aunt and uncle getting burned. It has their names if you hover over them.
So Patrick is back after 25 minutes and he just says no. Okay.
How about no?
No, you.
Although it is a lot of fun. I don't know what you're saying no to, Patrick. Saying no to drugs? Finding the fridge was hilarious to me as a kid. Yeah. I don't think I haven't found the fridge. I mean, the stuff I really liked was in Fallout 1, finding like the alien ship and the space gun. That's really cool. Because that's the most powerful weapon, I think, in the game. Yeah, good stuff. So, Otter, what do you think, like, writing a novel is versus, like, writing a game? And do you think back to different contexts when you're kind of like writing a novel? Like, I know Wrangler kind of like initially thought of his books as video games and then eventually turned it into a novel. Do you make comparisons to games when you're writing? Because you do a lot of, tabletop as well. How much of that plays into your creation?
I mean, it definitely does play a factor. More like, I guess you could say the D&D side does like bleed in every now and again. But more than anything, whenever I'm writing a book, I'm kind of thinking about like relatively similar books that I've read beforehand whenever I'm like writing it. I'm not trying to imitate necessarily, but it is something where I'm mainly trying to keep it kind of like within a certain sort of like artistic kind of like candor, I guess. But at the same time, it's like there's naturally going to be places where like video games or like other books I've read just kind of bleed in. That's just how it goes. Also, I will say this, and this helps a lot with keeping stuff more original. Even if it's a little bit of research is better than no research. It really does improve the quality of your stories.
Could you elaborate on that? Like, what kind of research do you mean?
Nonfiction is a great place. I will also look up some articles, some firsthand accounts as well. Like, I've been doing it some with my Western project that I've been doing. That's been really fun, in fact.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm looking forward to see how that develops. You're thinking of doing what, short stories with that? Novellas?
It's actually going to be tentatively, as of right now, so it's still early in development, but
of course.
I plan on having it be a novel.
Shit! You're already looking at a full-size novel with it.
Yeah. One of my main sources of inspiration right now is a Mark Twain book. It is his experience going out into the Wild West, called Roughing It. It's a very good book. Very good book. And it's purely just kind of like a catalog too. It's nonfiction. It's just him detailing his own experience, but like, it's Mark Twain. He'll make stuff that would normally seem boring to you or me sound very, very, very interesting.
Yeah, that's the skill of a gifted writer right there.
Yeah.
Fascinating, man. I was surprised because I thought maybe you were starting with the idea of something small and then maybe it would grow with time or something, but you're like already eyeing it as it's going to be a novel.
Well, it's a NaNoWriMo project, which is National Novel Writing Month. So it was always planned to be a novel. I will say this also for Shadow of Twin Moons. One of the big factions in that book was I did a lot of research into like Wicca as a religion. And that heavily kind of like inspired a lot of their practices and beliefs and everything.
Mm. Yeah, there's a lot out there nowadays. It's very popular, unfortunately.
Yeah. Yeah, some of it might actually be me taking the piss out of it a little bit. I'm not going to lie.
Good. That's good.
Yeah, you don't want the devil getting his hands on you.
I'll say this. I've read enough about their practices, and this is the funny thing. I've encountered this while researching both this and voodoo, where it's like it's really fun for inspiration, but whenever you get into the actual like apologetics behind it, where it's like, oh, we need to be sympathetic. This is a unique type of culture. I'm like, you hear firsthand like accounts of their practices, and I'm like, this does not sound very safe nor good.
Yeah, no, I don't take that approach. I don't take the tolerance on those practices anymore. I used to be very open-minded, but the more I learned about it, the more I know what goes on, the less tolerant I am of that bullshit, like the whole chicken sacrifice and all those things. I think I'm going to be taking the piss out of voodoo with my my Haitian character as well.
I don't really plan on taking the piss out of voodoo in like some of the inspiration I have. It's more just for inspiration. It is kind of interesting to learn some of the things where it's like they do believe in. They are technically monotheistic, but it's like their creator god is so distant, doesn't talk to people. They have to rely through spirits.
Are you speaking of Wiccan or voodoo?
This is voodoo. Because they believe that it's like the creator god will not talk to you, so you have to rely on spirits who are each selfish and have their own desires. I'm like,
yeah,
man,
I know very little to nothing about voodoo.
Yeah, this was just research
I used to be part of the pagan
ago.
community. Not anymore.
It was research I did a few weeks ago, and my conclusion was, man, talk about a sucky creator god if you have to rely on spirits to speak with this guy.
Yeah.
And you go through a lot of chickens as well.
A lot of chickens.
Patrick says, Lord Otter, you have the best social media presence of anyone here, man. Respect.
What?
Yeah, you do, actually.
Well, thank you, man.
Yeah, you've gone viral on a couple of tweets, like 1,000 something likes and more.
I think I put out a post yesterday that legitimately, I've had a couple lately that have legitimately surprised me with how big they've gotten, because I don't feel like my approach to social media has changed. There is a certain way that I go about posts, and I've noticed that it naturally attracts attention better than any other way. And it's gonna sound stupid, but I totally mean this, which is all my original tweets I draft up the night beforehand. That's my secret, and it's the stupidest thing, but somehow it works wonders.
Yeah, I need to get to do that.
And it literally only takes me like 10 minutes. In fact, aside from commenting and quote retweeting, I'm barely on Twitter.
Well, to be honest, you started with a kind of killer concept using like the cuteness, weaponized cuteness of otters.
Oh, that's fun. That's the fun part. Just
Yeah.
like throwing in otters. I love the idea that October is just Ottertober.
Yeah, you just turn everything into an otter, so it's adorable and cute. And
Yeah, it's an otter a day keeps the doctor away.
Yeah.
Because we take out the doctor. Wait, what? Oh.
Sheldon asks, what would it look like if you kept the P in that stuff?
I'm sorry?
I'm afraid to ask what stuff you're talking about.
The voodoo. You're taking the piss out of the voodoo.
Oh my
Oh,
goodness.
okay.
Okay, gotcha.
I
Okay.
did learn. So this is one thing that absolutely was a really cool concept, and I do plan on having this be in the story to some extent. I learned of a historical figure in New Orleans. Was it Madame Laveau? Fascinating historical figure. Absolutely fascinating. And I'm like, the stories just write themselves with this lady.
Laveau means that's a baby wolf, Laveau.
Yeah, but in New Orleans, she is considered the queen of voodoo.
Interesting. I'll have to look into it as research for my my own voodoo character, the Black Medusa. Just to get, some authentic background.
I've been doing Western research by watching Gunsmoke.
Oh yeah, that's the old TV series with
Yeah, TV show.
TV show. Yeah.
Yeah, I think The Simpsons overpassed it. They passed it up a few years ago, but for the longest time, it was considered the longest running TV show out there.
Yeah.
And before it was a TV show, it was a radio show.
And it's got 7 movies, I think. There's 7 movies based on it.
Is that the show where the phrase "get out of Dodge" was popularized?
Yeah. I think so. Yeah, because the
Yeah.
city's named Dodge. Makes sense. I'm kidding about the research. I'm just watching it for fun. It's fucking stupid.
I will say this. This is what I'm going through right now is a key example of how you use research in a very boring way. I'm actually playing through Final Fantasy XIV Dawn Trail now. And a lot of people have said a lot of negative things about this expansion, and they're not wrong. This one bit is just going up to a bunch of pillars, and it's just blatant world building. It's blatant exposition, and you can tell it's the writers, they put a bit too much research into the local culture, and they're regurgitating it to you. And I'm like, this is so expository.
Yeah, right. That's a mistake you can do as well. Like when you're very well researched, you can be so full of yourself that you just want to show off all the knowledge you've accumulated, and you can, like
Well,
you say, be over expository and just bore the hell out of your
here's
reader.
where I think it is best is whenever you do your research, but you're very like subtle with how you show it. Like I don't want to like talk about every single thing I researched. I just want it to be like little bits and pieces here that make you go, huh, I didn't know that.
Things that make you go,
Yeah.
So
I mean,
I'm drawing a resume here.
Oh, I didn't recognize her at first. She's got big lips.
I was looking
Yeah, I
at two
wasn't
other big
sure.
reasons to look.
You said she was kind of Asian, right? Kind of Russian Asian. So I was kind of trying to keep that in mind, but I could be wrong.
Yeah. Well, she's always Russian somewhere. So.
Russian somewhere.
I like the eyes. You got
So I'm trying to draw.
nice little bit of shine in the eyes with the lashes.
Frederic, that's her chest.
How do you know where I'm looking, Otter?
I know.
What's it called? We have the eye cam on so we can tell where you're looking.
My eyes are up here.
The animals are antsy. You gotta take them out for walks and crap. I'm sure we're about to wrap up soon. But
Yeah,
you guys get
it's
back
about
at
the
it.
time actually. Do you want to go out now, or should let's launch the shill? Can you hold on 2 minutes to shill?
The animals are too wild.
Okay, well you go get them, and we'll catch
meet
you
you
later
guys
in
in
the
the back
backstage.
then.
Yeah. And you heard him, ladies and gentlemen. It's about that time.
Convoy, 12 o'clock, on my command! Deploy! Okay, now. Little off course here. Holy mommy fucking shit!
Oh, there they are. Look at these gorgeous sons of bitches.
That's
Gorgeous
right.
we are.
Ladies and
I
gentlemen.
am so gorgeous. Thank you.
You've made it to the end of the show. Congratulations. Mission accomplished. You have an achievement unlocked. We're going to go through all our wonderful, wonderful crew here from the bottom to the top. Oh, well, look at that. I'm the bottom today. Jam. Don't clip that. Don't clip.
So
From butt
you're
to
on.
tip.
No, shut up. Shut up. Here we go. I'm going to play my own trailer tonight. I'm going to go first. We'll make an exception. You got to go first once in a while, you know?
Thank you all so much for coming on tonight. I really appreciate it. I especially appreciate Frederic Guimont. I'm just going to call him out tonight because, I don't know, I want to make everybody else jealous. And also, he's got a great name. Thanks for coming on, everybody.
Frederic Guimont. Okay, that is actually a really cool scene. I really like that. That's cool. Damn. That looks really cool, Frederic.
Frederic, what are you working on right now, man?
That's right. Ratelcomic.com. Check it out. It's got the links to the FundMyComic campaign as well as the Geyser.fund campaign for Bitcoin payments. And you're going to want to check it out if you like modern touch, like a little bit of sci-fi mixed in with some good superhero action, a little bit of campy superhero stuff, and an interesting intrigue between, good, strong male lead and some hot female sidekicks. I think you're going to get it. I think you're going to get your fill from it. I think you're going to enjoy it. We got Kaizaki Kun, who just dropped in. Ooh, hey there, yeah. How you doing? You're a little bit towards the end, but you're welcome here. Make sure to subscribe and like if you haven't already, so you can join us earlier next week, perhaps. And Ratelcomic.com. Check it out. It's funding right now. We've reached our $2,000 goal, so that means everyone's going to get at least 2 trading cards as a bonus. So you don't want to miss it. And let's go to Lord Otter. Lord Otter, I haven't uploaded your trailer yet.
Well, that is a crime against humanity.
It is, but we're going to have a full show with you on the 28th.
That is true.
The week of Halloween on Tuesday is going to be devoted to Otter. We're going to have his trailer uploaded by then. We're going to make sure everyone knows about his book that's coming out Halloween.
That's right. You know me, the autistic squeaker. But in candor, I have a book to sell you, and I think it is quite the looker, if I do say so myself. That is the Shadow of Twin Moons, the second entry in the Steel and Stormbright saga. So if you're up for stories about brotherhood, swords and sorcery, weird and dangerous magics, and of course, if you can see my little subtitle there, athletic teats, I think you'll really like it. It's got some great interior artwork as well by Neutron Boar and none other than Sir Frederic Guimont.
Oh my.
Oh my. Yeah. So beware what the Twin Moons have in store for thou.
And I'm going to be drawing one of his 2-headed characters on that stream. So get ready. You don't want to miss that one.
Yeah, I want to draw
on top of that
character too.
On top of that, I also plan on having a launch stream on October the 30th as The Shadow of Twin Moons will be releasing on none other than Halloween. So come join us on the Lord Otter's channel, and we'll be going ahead and talking about some behind the scenes stuff as we celebrate the brand new book release.
I will be there. Autistic. See, he's got all the best puns, Patrick. That's why he's so overpowered on social media. We can't let him rise to power like this.
One
Patrick,
might say I'm utterly fantastic.
We have to take him down.
He's gonna get a monopoly on all those clams once he's.
We
got the
will
power.
rule the world one day.
He's too powerful already. We must put an end to it.
I guess you could
All
say I'm an otter supremacist.
We have to put an end to his otter pyre.
I'll send the cat to get him.
The Otterman Empire.
They don't stand a chance.
Otterman.
Let's go
All right,
with Omer Glitch, or Omer, also known as the guy who draws Glitch.
Yes. Go find me everywhere on the webs at Omer Glitch, everywhere, and GarciaDesigns.com. The site's currently in the process of getting fixed. It's there. It's almost there. We'll be back up on that. Got the Substack going. Got the Ko-Fi going. If you want to throw me some dollar bills to make me holla and ride that pole, baby, you go find me over there. Hit the bell to make sure you're subscribed to all the channels and don't miss anybody on the panel and other channels. And sometimes something wrong, but it's okay because you can join the Glitch Army over there with me, Omer Glitch, and know that we will win. And I want to give you a Love Lotion Power Punch because Omer Glitch loves you. And don't forget to check out Get Pumped on the Hump Day show with me on Wednesday night at 9 p.m. And make sure you're joining the Discord because sometimes I draw beautiful things right there.
Yeah.
Pointing at the boobers.
I'm also
then,
on the Hump Day
again,
show from time to time.
Yes, very much so. Make sure you like, share, subscribe to everybody on the panel, please.
And the Ko-Fi is a brilliant idea, man. I want to draw the attention to Patrick on the Ko-Fi because in the meantime, before you can get super chats, you can set up a Ko-Fi, share the address on your stream, and take.
Yep, and it integrates into it somehow integrates into YouTube. So I think the super chats like pop up somewhere and then you can share them on YouTube. So
it's brilliant.
It's cool.
We'll have to look into that.
Yeah.
Patrick says, we are utterly hopeless. There is naught to done but pray to our gods and forgive otters.
You must forgive the otters. That is what we water weasels demand. There can be no other. And you must make a grand offering of clams and fish.
We cannot tolerate this otter nonsense.
Fish.
Otter nonsense.
Thank you, Omer. Appreciate
Absolutely.
it,
You're welcome,
man.
sir.
And this brings us to Frequency, also known as Wrangler from Frequency Studios.
Yeah, you can check out my stuff on Amazon, Haley Star Bad Kitty and Bad Kitty Haley's World. They are magic-fueled sci-fi adventures and a lot of fun for all ages. You can enjoy the read, and you can share it with your kids and not worry that there's anything bad or inappropriate in there. At least I don't think.
Well, there's
I'm a
potato
50-year-old
guns,
guy.
but that's
I don't
the
know what
extent of it.
inappropriate is. Yeah. Imagine taking on an alien invasion with an arm-mounted potato gun. Hours of fun.
That would be my
great
weapon
button
of choice.
mashing if I could ever pull it off. But yeah, so join Haley and Elizabeth and Sabrina as they go on their adventures, and you can find me over on Substack under Frequency Studios, where I have a short story set in the same universe. And you can also find me on Twitter under Frequency Studios, as well as Truth, Blue Sky, Minds. I think that's all of them out there. I don't have a Gab account, so yeah, I think that's all of them. And I do happen to check Twitter now and then. I forget the others exist.
Is potato gun a euphemism?
It's actually not.
It's
just a potato gun.
It's a literal potato gun, Sheldon. The pure, unadulterated joy of having a potato gun. Which is every child's
I am
dream.
a potato.
What
I guess
was
you
your
could call me a
Substack
water
again?
potato.
Wrangler?
What'd you say?
Frequency Studios.
There you go.
In fact, I'll go look it up to double check, make sure. I think it's just at Frequency Studios.
And while you do that, let's have a little one last shot of our beloved Sabrina.
Sunshine down, the sky to town.
Too bad I didn't have the game open anymore. It's a lot of fun to just make Hornet dance back and forth when you start playing that.
Man, she's a pro. She knows what to do, if you know what I mean.
She is Jiggle Physics the person.
Dude, like, I swear she knows what she's doing, you know? And she's doing it in front of young 11-year-old boys, which I don't know how I feel about that.
It's a little dubious.
It's a little dubious, and I'm a little jealous I wasn't in there in the crowd. You know?
By the way, the Sabrina you see on screen now and the one you heard a moment ago are not the same.
It's not
the same Sabrina.
It's not the same Sabrina.
Name is coincidental only.
There you have it. Any last words, folks?
Squeak, squeak.
That's good. I couldn't have said it better myself. Good night, everybody. We'll see you next week. Enjoy your week. Oh, we have a Commando show on Friday at 2 Eastern, I believe, where we're going to be talking about Monster Hunter.
Is that the when is the regular date for that? Is it on Saturdays now, or?
It's supposed to be on Saturdays, but like the show's been moving around to accommodate people. So it's not been regularly on Saturdays. For example, like we're having it on Friday in the afternoon this week to accommodate our guests. So,
gotcha.
Yeah. So stay tuned. Check it out. Subscribe.
Well, at least you guys have learned your lesson. You're no longer stepping on Omer's spot.
Clearly. I mean, we couldn't compete, obviously, you know. And yeah, Graham Nolan is our guest on Friday. So you won't want to miss it, man. A lot of Halloween type monsters. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. And on that note, good night, everybody.
God bless everybody.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
The sun has gone to bed, and so must I. So long, farewell. Auf Wiedersehen, goodbye, goodbye, goodbye.
Hello, Bitcoiners. Thank you very much. Hello. It's good to be with you. It's good to be with you.